animales a comer y agarrarlos como presa. Ustedes pueden ver, aquí dice que esas son trampas, todos los huesos de lo que se comen. Que donde caen en las trampas, aquí están.
Chequen nomás el tamaño de la presa que devoró aquí.
Yeah.
Los huesos esos son de una presa reciente, los que estaba tomando Tania ya. Estos son de una muy vieja. Quiere decir que estos patones han estado aquí en esta área por mucho tiempo. Estas criaturas eran como dos o tres criaturas que brincaron hacia aquel lado, no pasaron por el arroyo, sino brincaron. Y como son muy altas, se agarran de las ramas y pasan hasta el otro lado. Pero está mirando algo, allá vamos para allá. Vamos, dale.
¿Dónde está ese árbol?
Sí, ese árbol. Las trampas de las que nosotros hemos estado hablando, los patones usan estos lugares, les ponen hojas todo alrededor y cuando una presa llega y pisa aquí, va a dar hasta otra. Así que si llegas a pisar ahí arriba, te vas hasta ahí abajo. Y si está un patón escondido por aquí, pues te jala para abajo nomás. Es una trampa natural.
Mira.
Chequen. Imagínense que ese era su pie. Y cuando terminara ahí abajo siendo la cena del patón.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to our 2-year review. Now, a lot of people have been here with us longer than 2 years. We're just recapping a little bit, but tonight's about recapping with past friends and family that we've helped with. And we're encouraging friends and family who would join us tonight and share some of the past experiences, things you might have learned from the channel, or if we've helped you with, or if you've helped us with, and we have received a lot of help so that we could help others. But we're going to open with a verse and prayer, and then we'll do our announcements. Lee Trackedy does the comments after that, and then we'll begin with tonight.
Our verses are Mark 16:15-18. And he said to them, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He who believes and is baptized will be saved, but he who does not believe will be condemned. And these signs will follow those who believe. In my name, they will cast out demons. They will speak with new tongues. They will take up serpents, and if they drink anything deadly, it will by no means hurt them. They will lay hands on the sick, and they will recover." And that's Mark 16:15-18. And we'll pray. Father, thank you. We just can never thank you enough for everything that you give us, everything that you provide for us, for all the ways that you protect us that we don't even know. We thank you for this platform. We thank you for the people that are here. We thank you for the the challenges that we've had throughout our lives that have put us on this path, and we know that you turn everything meant to harm your children, you turn it to good, and we appreciate that. Keep your continued protection over this broadcast and over all those who enter here, and keep anyone out of here who does not love you. If they do not love you, they're not welcome here. And the last 2 years, Father, have been a mighty adventure, and we're here just to acknowledge that, and we love you. In Jesus' name, amen.
We have 3 Facebook group pages. Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch. Actually, we have 4 now. Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and Surrounding Areas. Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman, WMBMAN, and Son Center and Database. Lead Tracker East channel on Facebook. Also, the 3rd highest ranking rising new page, I believe. Also, we have a new page called Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior. We just started that one so we could add new people, because our Oklahoma Predator Watch page is a private group and we're not allowed to expand too much. So we've opened up another Facebook group page so that we can expand.
Our address is Post Office Box 655, Antlers, Oklahoma, if anyone wishes to mail us anything old school.
The Bigfoot documentary, $101, Cash App or PayPal. The description is in the link below. Also, our new book, Predator Bigfoot and Spiritual Warrior's Path. That's $25. It's on Amazon right now, and we are having a live stream book signing in about a week and a half. When we get some copies, we're going to do that here also. But you can get that on Amazon now. It takes 2 days, and it will be delivered to your home. That's the fastest I've seen, but everybody's getting it in 2 days. So
even all the way into Canada.
All the way into Canada. It was Canada Amazon that a friend of ours had purchased and got theirs in 2 days also. But that book is an important book, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that tonight also as we share the past with friends. You see Patreon members, and we do have a new Patreon member, and I hope he's here today. He's in the UK, so he may be sleeping right now. Yeah, he's still doing his thing.
He was in the live stream earlier today.
Was in the live stream today. His name's Rob, great guy. We're going to have him on as a guest as soon as we can get everything worked out. He has some activity going on, and we'd like to help with that. But we're going to be working with him as much as we can, as much as we can get a connection with him until we can get him here. So also the Cash App, the PayPal, if you'd like to support the channel in any way, it would be appreciated. As you can see, where our boundaries here and our StreamYard right there is let me go backwards. This means that we didn't pay our thing. It's not our thing. We got a black screen, but everything works out the way it works out. We just trust that everything's gonna work out and we keep going. This is not a big deal.
Not a big deal, but we don't get to share pictures with you.
Yeah, not a big deal, but without paying our thing, we cannot show you the photos. We can show you some video, which we're glad and we're happy about that. We do have a video to show you.
And we'll come back and show all the photos we wanted to show at another time. We'll do it again.
At another time. Or maybe at the book signing or something. We'll try to catch up.
That'd be cool.
Let's see. In the link below also, Tracking and Deterrence 101. There's a trailer. It's not a long trailer, maybe a minute, 2 minutes. But also in the link below in the description, there is the full video of 3 hours and 16 minutes or something. But it's the full video of Tracking and Deterrence 101 for homeowners, and that's where we went to now a very good friend, went to their home, and we got to use all the techniques that we could at that time with what we had, and it's easy to do. But if you want to learn home protection, track traps, and things like that to get your confirmation that something is around there, that nobody's crazy, things like that. We show you how to get that confirmation and what to do afterwards. That's Tracking and Deterrence 101 for homeowners, and that's in the link below. Also, the Spiritual House Cleansing with Lee Tracker E and Jerry Williams. That is also in the link below. And that is a spiritual house cleansing video of how we clean houses room by room and what we do, and filling it with God, filling it with Jesus to come and take that place after we kicked everything out. But that is a good video to watch, especially if you're having activity, especially if you're having it in the house. We recommend you watch that video because it's very thorough in what we do, and it will help you. I can promise you that.
And you really need both. One's for the inside, one's for the outside.
Yep. Let's see, any shout outs tonight?
No, because we'll be talking about them.
No shout outs tonight because we hope that you're going to be here with us tonight. Let's see. Again, well, and usually this is where we say this is not an open forum. This is the tracking channel. No conversations really, but it's all different tonight. It's all different tonight. So there will be talking in the chat because we want to hear anything that you have that you've learned or helped with, or even if you've helped another person who is on this channel before.
Has this channel made a difference for you? And if it has,
hey,
you know, in the last couple of years, tell us how. Tell us about that, and then catch us up to where you are now, maybe where you were and where you are now.
And maybe in your own words, tell us how this channel is different from other channels. As everybody knows, we're an education channel. We're not an entertainment. We want to give you the facts and everything straight. So tonight, it's going to be a good night. We're going to just let it flow the way it's going to go, as you say.
This is just a friendly get-together night, talking about the memories of the last 2 years.
Yes. So we don't need any monitors tonight, but, you know, if other people show up and try to disrupt the reminiscing that we're going to be sharing with each other, there's people in the chat, there's people in the comments
that will handle
that. Well, that too, but you know, from the past that we always see regular viewers, we love seeing that, and some of the people who haven't even commented even one time, maybe you could comment tonight, and if you picked up a tactic or a method or something that has helped you in the past, let us know. So we're going to
if you're looking back on anything and you're going, wow, that sounds familiar, let us know that too. You know, if things we've said on here remind you of things that you've seen and it's helping put together some puzzle pieces for you, let us know.
A lot of things that we're going to be talking about tonight with our friends, and all the techniques and the places that we've been, and the help that we've received too. But you're going to find that in that book or in that documentary, but in that book, if people had that book before things happened, or if they knew things were not feeling right, this book would help you look for whatever you need to find. It would show you where to look, how to look for it. It's very detailed, and you have to read the whole book. Don't just read the first chapter, second chapter, and think that you got it. You've got to read the whole book. And some of our trackers who's been with us for a while, they have to reread and reread. And they've told us that because there's a lot of information in there. Everything has to be learned. Any warrior that I would have trained would have to know this book. And some of these young people of my nation, Choctaw Nation, they don't know this information. And I worry about them. And that's why we do this. We're trying to get this information to everybody. And then we're over in the UK right now. We're over. That's
cool. Argentina.
Alabama.
Argentina, Chile.
Japan. Japan. So Argentina, Chile, Canada, Africa. We was in South Africa. Well, I mean, not visiting, but this channel has branched out worldwide and has been shared with many countries, the information. So before we start, we're going to go ahead and start and do this last part normal. We're going to have Lee Tracker E go over the comments
Up to now. Yeah.
up to now, and then we're going to relax and we're going to start reminiscing from let's say
I wouldn't mind if we start with just a shout out to CT and let you guys know that we're going to do also a Spanish version of the book. And CT's been there with us, and she's been a loyal listener, and takes her time during the chats when she's not working to interpret for our Spanish viewers, our Spanish speaking viewers. And we really appreciate you, CT. Thank you very much for that.
Mm-hmm. You got them right there?
I can do it here. Yes.
Okay.
Private Account is here, back with us. They were with us this morning. Glad you're back.
How are you doing, Private Account?
Darcy's here.
Darcy.
Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot is here.
Saying hello to each other. That's great. We love that every time we start.
Henry's here.
Henry.
Linda's here.
Linda.
And also
Team
with
L.
Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot, that comes with the whole family of them.
Yeah, that's a whole family.
That's Team L. Tennessee says, when y'all get a chance, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, please do. Like and subscribe. You'll know about that shadow banning. Eddie Petch is here again. Hey, Eddie, glad you're back.
Yeah.
Eddie says, great choice. I believe he's talking about the verses.
Mm.
Judy Wheeler's here. Hey,
Judy. How you doing, Judy?
She's got a lot of activity in her area.
Brandy.
Hey, that was there. I didn't even see that. Hey, Brandy. Turns out I actually know Brandy very well.
All right.
Didn't even know that I knew her when we were talking to her this morning. She's a doll.
And that's not what we like too. We didn't even know, but we gave you the advice and what we would do, and you could tell that we were ready to help. And then finally she goes, hey, I think I know this one. Mm-hmm. And we like, this year told me as a friend of hers from the past. And I'm like, okay. So as soon as we can get there, we will do our thing.
Yeah, she's been here all along. Just she's very quiet.
Yeah, she's been here a while with the channel.
Let's see. Going through more names, more greetings. Marquetta's back. Hey,
Marquetta Jones.
It's a pretty name. I hope we're saying it okay. It might be Marquetta.
Marquetta.
I hope we're saying it. It's pretty either way.
Marquetta.
And there's no way you can let us know unless you can spell it out somehow. But it's a beautiful name.
Yeah, we don't want to say it wrongly.
Scott's here. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott. How you doing?
Efren White Buffalo
is
here.
Hey, Efren White Buffalo. How are you doing?
Glad to see you here. Let's see.
Everybody's saying hi to each other. That's good.
Yeah, I won't read those out. JR says.
The JR's here.
Jerry Williams and Lead Tracker E are real Bigfoot experts. I'm now mentally revisiting all my past hunting and geologic experiences, sensing that I've had many close encounters, though unaware. Good, JR.
Good, JR.
He says, I'll still continue in the woods with the spiritual protection methods I've always had, but now with the full awareness of what surrounds me. Blessings. Good. Mm-hmm. That's all we want.
And we're saying, don't have fear. Mm-hmm. Once we know what to look for and what, using our senses, our spirituality and everything, there is no fear. God's got your back. Don't have fear of anything.
And we don't want you caught off guard. Anyone caught off guard. Judy. Hello, good evening, everyone. More greetings. All
right.
Let's see. Private Account says, I'm new and I'm curious. Are you a couple? Did you meet during an investigation? Do you investigate together? Did you write the book together? Yes, we did. We don't really get into the personal talk on here, but
any other questions is great. But yes, we did write the book together.
And we do get along very well.
And we do get along very well.
And we do track together. Judy says, shout out to CT. Henry says, my folks had a problem last winter and I just heard of this spring. So I've been learning hard and fast. I found the Bigfoot hide which we call blinds, and some people call them hides. So much great info. I've spoken to both parents about it. We're so glad you're there to help your parents. Thank you, Henry.
And Henry is a veteran, a very strong man.
He sure is.
He's very keen, I would say.
He will be prepared.
Yes.
Eddie says Massachusetts here.
Oh, okay, Massachusetts.
Nice. There's CT.
CT, how are you doing, CT?
Roger Blair is back
Roger
from
Blair.
Eastern Kentucky.
All right.
Okay,
Eastern
cool,
Kentucky.
Roger. We didn't know that's where you were from. Glad you're here. CT says, I have learned so much from this program. Thank you. Good, CT.
Thank you, CT. And we do appreciate you helping with that translation.
We sure
more
do.
than you know. Las Aventuras de Jose y Tania Marquez. Hola, ¿cómo está mi muy con gran amigos?
He's been practicing it all day long, you guys. No, we're glad you're here.
And, that's also something too. We had Tanya and Jose.
They've also helped interpret.
Yeah, as guests and been here, and we've been a part of their live stream. And they was here one time sitting in these same chairs.
Yeah, that was fun.
I was sitting over on this side, and I would speak Spanish, and Jose would look at me for a second. Even though I was speaking, he'd turn around and I'll translate.
Yeah, he would translate the Spanish to the Spanish.
Hey, yo habla. Remember, we're going to have fun tonight. So
yeah, tonight's laid back, you guys. We can chat in the chat, and this is just a visiting night.
Let's talk about those times together. We've already shared good times, and we're going to share more. We're getting stronger as far as a group, as far as everyone's knowledge and spirituality. Everyone's getting stronger. We see that.
Marquetta says you said it right the first time.
Oh no, I said it like 3 times.
So it is Marquetta.
Okay, Marquetta. Okay, good. Gracias,
well, it's
Marquetta.
a beautiful name. I don't know anybody else with that name. Judy says, full awareness of what's around me and have no fear. That's right.
That's right. No fear whatsoever.
Blind Holland with Holly.
Blind Holland with Holly.
Hey,
nice
to
meet
cool
you.
Name.
That is. That's a long one, too.
We're going to, okay. She says, hey, Tracker E and Jerry, me and my daughter, Jaslyn, watch you guys and thought we'd drop in and say hi.
Hey, all right.
Miigwech means thank you for all you do. We are from northern Wisconsin. Hey, that's really cool.
Okay, so Blind Holland with
Holly.
And your daughter and Jaslyn, right? Jaslyn? Hello, how are you doing?
Hello,
glad to meet you. We're glad you're here, and we're glad that you've
Chippewa Indians up there. And
Chippewa, Ojibwe.
Spring Valley, Wisconsin, and I've spent a lot of my childhood there, and also in Chippewa Falls in Wisconsin. So beautiful. And if you ever get a chance, if you haven't already done it, go see the House on the Rock in Wisconsin Dells. You will never forget it. I hope that you have seen it. It can't even be described.
I haven't been there.
And we're very glad you're here and that you took the time to pop your heads in.
And
come back. And hi, Jaslyn.
That's what we're talking about. If you've
been
watching and just haven't commented or just kind of been holding back a little bit, please let us know that, you know, just like Jaslyn and her mother has been watching, and we're so happy to hear that.
And that's a pretty name too.
Yes.
Roger says, Judy, my great aunt used to tell us something similar if we went out into the woods and mountains. Did I miss a comment? Something. Oh yeah, full awareness of what's around me and have no fear. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Judy says, I've learned about pull downs, blinds, rivers, and streams, especially if there's a natural spring runoff. Good, Judy.
Good, Judy.
She's taken some good documentation in her area. My mouth is really dry.
Judy, I don't know. Do you have a?
She has a blog.
I've seen some. Is it?
She has a Facebook blog.
Oh, okay. I've seen that on Facebook. I was just wondering if you had a YouTube because you have some activity and things going on there.
If you want to drop your Facebook blog in the chat tonight to do it.
You can put your Facebook blog in the chat. And if I'm not mistaken, you may live pretty close to us. We're in the Oklahoma area, and sometimes we go that way. So if things get out of hand, please let us know. You're not far from us, and we will make the time to get that way.
Darcy says, I've learned more than is easy to comprehend, but with knowledge comes power. Thank you, Jerry and Ella. You're welcome, Darcy.
You're welcome, Darcy.
Darcy's also, she doesn't like to be called a tracker, but she is a heck of a scout. And she's finding all kinds of stuff around her very urban area.
Don't let people discourage you or distract you from what you're seeing and what you're finding. You're not crazy, and this isn't just to Darcy. This is to everybody. Yeah. You're not crazy. If you're hearing noises or muffles, and we talked about that earlier. But if you're hearing noises out, or even in your house or outside your house, or music or something like that, those are predators mimicking. Sometimes you'll sound like you can hear something, but it's just not quite clear. It's like you can hear something, but it's not really quite clear. But that's the Bigfoots will set out someone's house and listen to them. But you have to understand, they're listening through a muffled sound. So they're also mimicking that muffled sound. And if you do look at the Ron Moorhead Sierra Sounds, just think of a male yelling at a female, or really hammering in an argument to a female or a woman, and you'll hear the sobbing of the woman in words that sounds like she's trying to apologize or but again, you're going to hear it like this. So you have to understand that it's through a mimic, through a wall. But if you listen to a Sierra Sounds one more time and think about what we said, you're going to hear exactly what the Sierra Sounds are.
So not only are they mimicking the voices, they're mimicking the sound of muffled voices.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're clear. When it's clear cries and screams, that's because they have mimicked the actual victims. They've heard them enough that they can mimic them, and that's an even more disturbing thought.
People who are outside their house yelling for their kids or their husband or wife will sometimes hear that voice calling them.
Yeah.
Because they've been yelling. So the Bigfoots have been learning. Yeah. And they will throw that voice to try to get you into those woods.
We've heard them say, "Here, kitty, kitty."
Puppy.
Yeah. You can hear mom, just whatever. Anything that they've heard, they're capable of 2-3 word sentences.
And we even heard the regular demonic kind of sounds that they make when they're chattering.
Henry says, my biggest question, what does Bigfoot hollering at the folks' house mean, at his folks' house?
Well, whenever they're hollering and making noise, there's other Bigfoots up close to the house or up close to that area. They'll make those noises in the background to either pull back or to go forward, just like the military. It's to cover the sound, especially if there's coyote sounds and the monkey sounds, kind of like that. But if there's food in that area, if there's deer and things like that, you're not at a high threat level, because they will still continue to eat that food out there. But it's when those deer and everything starts dwindling, that's when the concern is. But you're ahead of the ball game, so you're deterred before this gets to that point.
And it's still not good that they're out there hollering and stuff. That doesn't mean let down your guard. It just means you have a little bit more time to get things under control.
And get it under control, little by little. Doesn't have to be done in one day. Whenever we scout a property, one day we may only go one section, come back. Next day we'll do another section, but we don't do it like we're going out further. We'll jump over here, do this section, come back a week later, do that section, come back and do this section. We do it sporadically, no patterns. That way the Bigfoot does not, or the hybrids do not expect us at certain times.
The good news is too that fall's approaching and it's easier to find their blinds during the fall. when the foliage comes off.
This is when we do the blind hunting, the pull downs, the structures. When those leaves fall down, you're going to see these things everywhere. But when that foliage comes in the spring, like this year, there were so many blinds up by people's homes and residences, apartment complexes, daycares, that these things are moving in place to a lot of places. A young man on here who hopefully one day will talk with us. His name's Rob. We just talked to him also today. And he's been in a couple of places and has seen them in a couple of places around towns. And he's getting the same ideas as far as what we're showing, that these things are moving into the towns and they are eating in the towns, eating in the dumpsters, but also the homeless and strays. Also watch for those strays, those dogs, cats, squirrels, rabbits, birds, to be missing. If they are, you've got a situation going on.
When we say pull down, I hope I'm getting it. It might be better if I take it out of the book. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
That's what we mean by a pull down. A branch is still attached, but it's unnaturally pulled down. That's usually the way that they're going to start with their blinds. You look out there in the yard and there's just no good reason for, or they'll do it also when it's stormed. They'll take advantage of that bad weather and make pull downs, but they're going to be in strategic places around your yard or your entrance points, your cars. You look for dark shadows and look for pull downs and start there for your cleaning and looking for the blinds. And
that illustration, I believe, is in the book also?
Yes.
Okay. So that's one of the illustrations in the book, the new book, Predator, Bigfoot, and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, which is on sale now in Amazon for $25. And there's a link below also for that new book. It's a very important book to have.
Jose and Tanya, I think this might be Tanya. She says, I'm here listening and eating quesadillas. You didn't say that, Sandy. You ain't right.
Yeah.
CT says, I'm eating chili rellenos. Come on, you guys. No, enjoy your meal. I'm glad you're sharing dinner with us.
Yeah, we should have got
we had sloppy joes earlier today.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good because we haven't had sloppy joes in
long
been
time.
a while.
Let's see, going through more. Holly says Red Cliff. Red Cliff.
Red Cliff, is that a town or is that a?
I don't know that town. Dolores Cooks. Hi, Dolores. I don't remember this name. She says, hi, learning things I've never heard before on this subject. Thank you for your wisdom and knowledge and caring living in North Carolina. We're so glad you're here, Dolores.
Nice to meet you, Dolores.
We hope you come back.
Oh, Cliff, Bad River, Red Cliff, Bad River, Res.
Okay.
Okay. Is that by the Blood Tribe? I think there's one up that way. I'm not sure.
Private account says, if I buy the e-file, can I read it on my PC? I don't have Kindle, but I'm going blind and I need to make fonts very large.
Yes, you can. Everybody's been reading it on their PC or on their phone.
There shouldn't be a problem with that.
Yeah, there's no problem with that, and we can send that out to you right away. You can also do it with the PayPal or the Cash App. But it's funny, we didn't even mention the PDF.
Yeah, we forgot to mention the PDF. We had put those out in the very beginning while we were still trying to figure out how to get the book published.
And too many people like, give me what you got.
Which is great. Judy says, Roger Blair, my dad told stories of him and our Chippewa family members.
Oh, good.
Judy says, Minnesota winters might sacrifice children to the wolf man. Roger, I never forgot about that.
Wow.
Tracker C.
Tracker C. All right.
Glad you're here, Tracker. I'm late, but I'm here, y'all. Good. Judy says, where I moved from was a seasonal every night coyotes that ran with the timing of the train. All the different sounds that ran all night while the beagles barked. this place I moved away from. Yes, they will use other noises. They move when there's another noise, or they move when you move. They, if the wind blows, they move. If a car is coming, you can hear when we've done night observations. If a car would start coming there, you can hear the footsteps behind it. They're going to move and try to sneak up closer when there's any kind of masking noise.
Yep.
Blind Holly says, Jaslyn's typing this.
Oh.
My mom teaches me and my little brother all about Bigfoot, even though she is blind. But our dad makes fun of it and does not believe. That makes us very frustrated. We understand.
If you can, Jaslyn, order the book. Once that book gets there, read it first and then show it to your father, or read it to your mother and then share it to your father. Hand in the book, say take it or leave it. All the information's in here. You can deny it all you want, but if you walk outside there and you see what's in this book is out there, start believing.
Yeah, and
before it's too late.
Some people never will believe, so don't just.
And it's not all trafficking, human trafficking off the reses. A lot of these creatures are in that area. Some of the Lakota tell us that also. They come in on the trains through the res. These walking wolves will ride those trains. Bigfoots will ride trains into areas, get off, do their hunting, get back on, and catch the next one out.
And sometimes people make fun because they're scared to believe. The idea of something scares them, so they laugh it off. And they also, and dads especially, have a tendency to do that. Even if they do consider something may be true, they're trying not to get the family riled up, so they want to keep y'all calm. So they figure if they say, oh, nothing's going on, that I don't know if that's the case where you are, but it is the case a lot of times that they're just trying to keep everybody calm, but there's a better way.
And also remember that people would have never seen a duck-billed platypus. You know, nobody believed that for a long time either.
Mm-hmm. Koala, people didn't even believe in koalas.
Most people would not. The majority of the people in the cities have never seen a bear. The only way they get to see a bear is on TV, or if somebody else does show them things. Just like here, a lot of people don't know how to physically get out there and track and do things, which we teach here also. But they don't know what to look for. But in that book, we teach translucent viewing, shadow language, bird language, Bigfoot symphony, predator sequences, things like that, to where you're able to locate and pin things down. But a lot of people who haven't had their own personal experience has been taught by the TV, has been taught by the older TV, that there's no such thing as a Bigfoot, or that there's, or if they are, they're in the Pacific Northwest, or, you know, just he's getting the wrong information and he's listening to the wrong people. All you can do is get that book and make sure you read it first. Some people do get offended by it, and they may try to get rid of that book so that you don't see what's in there. So always read it first and then share it. And
hats off to your mom for teaching y'all about the Bigfoot. We're very glad she's doing that.
Very proud of your mother.
She's giving you, she's empowering y'all.
She is. She's giving you the truth.
So you keep your little brother safe. You guys keep your little brother safe. Even if your dad never gets on board with it, you don't have control over that. You just have control over your education and your knowledge.
Yep. Your education. Get your education. Get your book so you can help your family. If the father is not going to protect you in that way, or even think about maybe there's a possibility, and if there is a possibility, I need to know everything I can about something that might harm my family. So that's going to be up to y'all now. If your father's not going to do it, you have to do it. You're responsible, like Lee Tracker he said, for your own education, for your own knowledge. You can get that book, you can attain that knowledge, and you will become a teacher in that area after that book.
Mm-hmm. Judy wants us to know she's eating fried chicken.
Judy, you. Everybody fried chicken, quesadillas.
What is up?
What is that? Hey, can we?
Can we?
I'm gonna put the link on.
Tracker C's feeling just capital.
All right, Tracker C. Very good man, very good tracker.
CT says all we need is a good salad.
You're right. You're right. Well, y'all just need a good salad.
Y'all are making me hungry. It's
I
about
know.
time to shut this stream
You better
down.
call it down and
Go
go find something to eat now.
Harper says, I didn't know we were having a picnic.
I know.
We didn't either.
We didn't either.
It was a potluck.
Somebody forgot to inform the rest of us.
Darcy says, I'm proud your mom is teaching you. I have some pictures that show many strange creatures and they all feel predatory when you look at them. I get made fun of all the time, but still tell others as she still tells others. And Darcy does get made fun of all the time at work, but there are starting to be other people. She's noticing that they're not parking their cars over there where the blinds are, and they're listening. So it does make a difference.
And like we said, this is the channel for the crazy. If they call you crazy, you need to be here because crazy means you know something is not right.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second here.
People are.
We've got
a special guests in here.
We got two special guests. Looks like.
Nice.
Yeah, my echo and who's echoing?
Maybe we can put them on.
Hold on a second. I might have to go there. I went and stopped by YouTube.
Oh. Can we still hear?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I hear it.
It has like a little echo.
Oh, hold on. What I'll do is I'll turn my mic off when I'm not talking.
Okay.
That might help. I turn my phone off.
You guys are here.
Say again, Vault.
I said that I turned my mic down just a little bit to see if that'll help.
Hey, that worked perfect.
Good.
All right.
And we also have the Marine here, and Linda, thank you so much.
Yeah.
How are we doing, Vault?
I'm trying to figure out where we pick our plates up at.
I know. Me too. There's a buffet going on somewhere.
Find out. Get us one.
How you doing, Vault?
I'm fine as frog here, I guess. We're in the middle of moving. That's always fun.
Where are you going to move to in general?
We're going to be in Mississippi.
Okay. Oh, okay. We got family there, and we'll see you every year for those World Series.
Oh, yes. I plan on being down there for that again.
Good. Yeah, we couldn't get with you because there's so much things that we were doing at that time, but we actually led the team on in the 50 and up, and you would have been right there with us if we could have hooked up. I think you was sick at that time or something, but
yes, sir. I was still going through. They were trying to figure out what was wrong with me, and like I said, they finally figured out that when y'all come down, like I said, I was in heart failure then.
Yeah.
I just didn't. They just didn't know it, or I didn't know it, and it got to the point where I just couldn't breathe at all, and I wound up getting Cat to carry me to the emergency room. And when they run an EKG and stuff on me, my heart rate was almost 160, but my blood pressure was like I think, it was like 50/19 or something like that.
Holy moly!
And they stuck me in there and wound up. I had started building up fluid on my body, and it had went into my lungs, and I was drowning on my own fluid. But that just week, not last week, but the week before. I done got my weeks mixed up. I just had another scope done where they changed out one of my stents, put a new stent in, fixed all that. That's what had caused it. A stent had slid down and was blocking off one of the artery ways.
Oh, wow.
So I'm getting a lot better now. And Getting away from
You
Memphis
look
is
alive.
dang sure gonna help.
Yeah.
Good. Is Kat there too?
She's somewhere.
He's still
She's
loading,
packing up
huh?
stuff. She's packing up stuff. To tell
Tell her
y'all
we
how
said
bad,
hi.
yes, ma'am. Tell y'all how bad it is. Monday, Bama was here, and while he's sitting here talking to me, because he was coming back from visiting his parents, and he stopped by to holler at me, and it's about 11 something at night. All of a sudden, my front doorbell rings, and nobody comes to my front door. Anybody coming to see me comes to my back, and they had set the camera off when they walked by it, and they were trying to do a home invasion again. Then Monday night when Bama was here.
Dang.
Wow.
So how'd that go?
I just let them know. I told them. I told them I knew. I told them I recognized them, and the only they wanted to know about bottles of water. I said, look, I ain't got no bottles of water. I ain't got nothing. Y'all just need to go somewhere else. Well, and they kept on look. The only thing that's here is death, and I got a lot of it if you want it.
Yep.
They
So
left,
left,
went back
huh?
down. They left and went back down the stairs, and not too long, probably 15 or 20 minutes, we heard gunshots down at the end of the street, and then a whole bunch of commotion going on down there. I told Bam, I said, I guess they found their water.
Yep. They found their water
Awful.
somewhere.
Awful. So that prompted the move this week.
But they were
Well,
prowling.
no, that we were already in the middle of doing that, getting everything ready. But the house that we got lucky. I'm talking about God works in mysterious ways. And like I said, while I was getting all this other done, Kat wound up finding a house that's bigger than this house, and it's cheaper, and it's right on a lake.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So
wow.
I get to walk out back and fish and do everything that I want. It's in the country, and
That'll be healing right there.
yes, ma'am. That's exactly what she said. And we're calling it Cat's Cottage, is what we're calling it,
Uh-oh.
I
because
love
she's the
it.
one that found it. But like I
That's
said,
cute.
well, like I said, y'all are once we get moved in, get everything set up, y'all are more than welcome if y'all coming through. And thank y'all for letting me come on here. And look, y'all, for the ones that don't know, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If Mr. Jerry tells y'all something, you better believe it. If he tells you a snuff dip snuff, I mean a chicken dip snuff, you better go look under his wing for his can, because what he's telling y'all is the truth. There's stuff that he's telling y'all. The only other person that's ever told y'all this is me, and there's a lot of stuff that I've held off that he's telling y'all, like that they will use poles with hooks to pull you into the water and pull you down and hold you down. They'll make blinds up and grab you and pull you down, and they'll make little what I call spider nest and reach out and grab you. Like I said, the other thing is cut the stuff back from away from your house. If you can go out there around your house and stand there and have somebody stand up by your house, and you get on the phone, they get on the phone. If they can't see you, then you can't see a squatch, and that needs to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if your kids start telling you there's some kind of monster or hairy man or whatever coming and knocking on the window or whatever, you need to pay attention to what them kids are saying. Just don't write it off.
Yeah.
I've seen that hundreds and hundreds of times. And like I said, if you go out into the woods, try not to go by yourself. Always let somebody know where you're going, especially if you're going squatching, because Mr. Jerry and Lee Tracker, I still don't think a lot of these people understand what they're going out looking for.
Right.
These things do not want to be your friends. They don't want nothing from us except for food, and we're food.
Yeah.
And that, they're not trying to be. They're real tricky. They're as bad tricky like I've taught and showed Kat, like a coyote. A coyote will come up with one coyote up into an area where the dogs are, and they'll try to lead that dog off to go play or whatever close to the woods, and the rest of the pack then jumps on it and kills it. These things do the same thing. They will make you or try to lead you off, and all you're doing is getting deeper in their trap.
Yeah.
Y'all have done. So that's the reason why I told Kat, I said, I've got to get on, because I love what y'all do. Because like I said, y'all, it's not about being popular. It's not about, nothing except for putting the truth out there and trying to save people.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a great thing. I'm talking about that's all I've ever wanted to do. And then y'all were trying to get more people to come forward for what's going on, and that's the great thing. And I like y'all the way y'all set up with you're teaching people how to track, because this is the other thing people y'all don't understand. You've got a man that has been taught by some of the best in the world. And these are not knowledges that are usually passed on to. I don't mean to tee nobody off or whatever. This is just the way it's usually said, the white man. He's sharing knowledge with y'all that is genuinely not shared.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's the other thing. Y'all don't understand the wealth and the knowledge that he's giving y'all, the wealth and the knowledge that you put in these books. And I'm going to tell you something. Thank y'all for y'all sending me that. When I was in the hospital this last time getting all that done, I sat there and read that twice.
Oh, wow.
Good.
Well,
Wow.
I figure out the more times I read, you can read something and think you understood everything you read, and then reread it again and pick up stuff that you didn't pick up the first time. I find that all the time. Like I said, that's the thing. I love to learn, and this is a subject that you can never learn enough about. You can never talk to enough people about, because you'll always pick up something. As long as they're being truthful and they're not trying to scam nobody, you can pick up little things that you might not have picked up before on something else. Why is it doing this? Why is it doing that?
Yeah.
Like I said, like I said, y'all are the only ones I've ever heard on YouTube say these things will use tools. I've been knowing it for years, but see, you can't. That was one of the things that I always held back, because when somebody would tell me, I seen it carrying a tree like a spear, that was a key in on to me that they're telling the truth. Or I seen this squatch down there by the river, and I thought it was a tree he was holding on to, but it was this pole that looked like a hook. Like I said, those were key things to me that let me know, okay, I need to pay attention more what this person is saying, because I know that to be true. And that's something nobody else is saying, and a hoaxer wouldn't know to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I said, y'all have tremendously. That's the reason why when I found y'all and started watching y'all, I wanted to bring y'all onto the show, because what y'all were doing, I commend y'all, because it's easy to talk about it. It's a lot harder to get out and do it, because you don't make money at it. If anything, you lose money anytime you do it, because you have to make money over here to then go on these outings to go help somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for what y'all do.
Thank you for
And thank you for what you do too. Also, and
we've learned from you too.
Yeah, if we get a chance, if you'd like to have us on and we talk about the book or something.
Oh yes, let me get everything set up. We haven't got our net set up at the other house yet. Let me get it. That's why I'm on the phone here now. Let me get everything set up, and I will. Yeah, because me and Chaos, my old co-host, we're actually fixing to bring back for Sunday nights a show me and him been talking about. We're fixing to bring back the Infernal Ones, where we talk about all this crap that's going on in the government and this new stuff that's coming up with, I don't know if y'all have heard it or not, but they've been finding secret labs, foreign labs, that are making these coronaviruses and other viruses around the United States. It's the craziest thing ever.
Well, I remember, I think it was, I remember Trump saying that that the Chinese government had the COVID, but they said that we did not give it to them. So that just told me that it was taken and released.
Well, they just found a lab right next to one of our naval bases in California, where they were growing mice to genetically carry and not kill the mice, the coronavirus and the bubonic plague.
Wow.
Wow. That's what they used with the bubonic.
Yeah, well, I think they were calling it the Pied Piper. And the reason why is, think about it, they get a bunch of these mice, they let them loose. Mice can go anywhere, get into everywhere, and if they're infected with this, they get around our pets or get around us, mess around with your food where it's at. You touch the counters, you get it now.
You're right.
I said they call it the Piper effect. But like I said, that's the, and then we're going to talk about stuff that I've been being told by some of my old colleagues. This is the reason why y'all noticed since the last pandemic hit, the increase in all these parks and stuff where people are either encountering these cryptids or people are going missing. And supposedly, and see, Biden is now petitioning Congress and the Senate to make it illegal for us to hunt, fish, camp, or hike on any of our state parks. So what is it good for then?
That just sending out food.
Exactly. I think they've been putting these things in these state parks here in the last couple of years because, and keeping them in there, because think about it. Where's everybody going to go when they run from the cities?
Yep. They're going right to the woods.
And the UN runs those parks.
Yep.
But we found Cat just walked through. Cat, where was we at whenever we seen the UN trucks? Was it last week? Or the week before last?
Tennessee.
Yeah, we were up here in Tennessee. I forgot where at over here. I think it was close to Millington, wasn't it? Yeah, we run across. We were in the middle of nowhere. The GPS messed us up. We run across UN truck staging in the parking lot in Millington, Tennessee. So they're already here.
Tennessee?
Yep. They've been here.
Oh yeah, and like I said, it's when the government declares martial law, our troops are not going to enforce it. They're not going to go against us. So they've got to have some soldiers set up that will. Yeah. And that's where you get. I just don't think it's still going to work because there's too many good old boys and stuff and good old girls that have plenty of guns over here. Yeah. I think that what they're going to cause is
all of this ties together. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Well, I said, it's all connected.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, I don't mean to take up very much more time. I think Cat's ready to carry another load. Like I said, as soon as hold on a second, I turned this down so low I can't hear. What'd you say again?
I said we sure appreciate you taking the time when you're so busy right now to
hey, Cat letting you do it.
Hey, Cat.
Hey, there's Cat right there.
Let Cat's going. He better get off that and start loading some boxes.
Hey, I told her.
You got food too? Everybody's got food.
Well, we love y'all and we're excited about your new place and can't wait to see you set up there.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Like I said, I'm talking about it. To me, it reminds me when you walk into the house and everything. It reminds me of the house I lost out at Booger Valley. It reminds me of where I grew up at. Look at that. It's home, and like I said, I can actually spread out. And like I said, it's done got bad here in Memphis. I'm talking about real bad. We've had around within one block of us. I think in this last month we had 9 people killed just in this block around us.
Wow.
Wolf, that's in our team also. He's in California with the same kind of situations. The home invasion.
He needs to y'all need to be making a plan to get out of these major cities because when bad stuff hits, that's where all the chaos is going. You need to be out. You need to go ahead and get set up with your food, everything else. You need to get set up with your ammo if you can, because once the stuff hits, it's going to be too late to try to do that. You need to get away from these metropolitan areas.
Yeah.
You need to have a plan set up to you and a couple of people. If y'all are going to meet up somewhere, y'all need to get that plan set in place. And remember one thing. When the bad stuff hits, DTA, don't trust anybody. If they're not part of your group, not part of your family, I'm sorry. You know, it's not up to y'all to save the world. Y'all need to save your family and yourself. And Mr. Jerry and Lee Tracker, y'all know y'all family, so you know what I say. You
Yeah.
know Jerry, what I call. I don't call Mr. Jerry. I call him Chief because
Yeah.
I am backing him and running for chief.
hmm And that'll be
So,
coming up soon.
oh yes, sir. And like I said, I think you would make a great one.
He will.
Like I said, thank y'all for everything y'all do. And if y'all need something, like I said, all you got to do, you got my number. Call me, text me, whatever. I'm here.
Okay.
We appreciate it, and we've got a surprise for you soon. So
Yep.
we'll talk to you later. And thank you guys. Y'all be careful.
Hey, I like surprises.
We love your laugh. You laugh like a little boy. We love your laugh.
And actually, the person who's up here waiting to also
With
speak
this
is
surprise
also
is actually from,
he actually got the surprise for you, and we're going to ship it from him.
yeah.
So
Well,
a couple
thank you.
people have helped with it.
Well, thank you. Like I said, y'all, like I said, y'all do amazing work. And like I said, anything that I can do to help or support, I don't mind. I don't mind because, like I said, y'all are the only ones that I've seen. But and I ain't trying to blow my own horn or nothing. But besides me, that I actually do it. You don't just talk about it. You actually get out and do it. Y'all are trying to get out and help people. Y'all are trying to get out and figure out why these things do what they do. That way, y'all can help people. And they're not cute, cuddly little forest creatures. That's I've never understood that. If people don't do that to bears, why do they do that to squatches?
Right.
You know, if you
Right.
And the squatch will kill a bear.
exactly,
We both got
that's what I'm talking about. You're talking about something that can take a grizzly bear and spin its head around like a dish rag, but these people want to go out and take selfies with it. I don't understand that.
No.
Yeah.
It'll put a grizzly bear in a tree.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I've come across black bear hanging 15 feet up in the fork of a tree before, and there ain't
Yep.
no other way it could have got there.
No.
Right.
Yeah, that's not. Well, I'm gonna get out of here and let y'all get back to y'all show. And congratulations, this is y'all's anniversary show, right?
It's like 2 years.
It's like-
just recapping the last
Yeah,
2 years.
yeah.
It's been on the show longer than that, but you know.
Hey, and you don't realize how many haters you got until you start doing something like this and actually start telling the truth. If I could get all my haters to subscribe to my channel, I would be doing great.
But you know, at least they're giving you views. They ain't subscribed, but they're viewing.
They're watching
Oh
you.
yeah, they got to because they
They're
can't
watching
stand
it.
They still getting
Like-
you, that algorithm.
Like I tell people all the time, I know I'm hated by probably more people than like me, but they still view, so it doesn't matter to me. I'd rather be hated than liked anyway, because that way it's less Christmas cards.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking if you're telling the truth, that's the whole thing. I was told a long time ago, if by an older fella. Well, matter of fact, he was an elder. He said, if you're doing your job and you're doing it the correct way, you're gonna have haters. Because the truth, these people that like to hide behind in the shadows and stuff, they don't like it when the lights turned on them. So they'll do anything and everything to cut the lights back out.
Yeah.
So y'all keep shining that light.
Okay.
And like I said, just remember, y'all are not alone by no means.
Oh yeah.
Thank y'all for everything y'all do.
And y'all are not alone either.
That's right. Y'all are looking good. We'll catch you next time.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
See you later,
Bob.
Chief.
All right, Vault.
That was awesome.
All right, now Marine. I see Marine somewhere.
Marine's very quiet, so he didn't mind.
You expect me to follow that?
Hey, here we go. Okay. And here we go. I hear an echo also in yours. I don't know if your volume may be up. We hear you perfect though.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There we go.
Well, how's it going, Marine?
How's it going, Marine?
It's going well. So it's 2-year celebration, last 2 years.
Yes,
I,
yes,
and I just thought I'd give a little background of my connection to the podcast, and broke it down to a few things. But I've been here for, I think, about 14 months, and I think, the first question I wanted to answer was why I stayed for 14 months. And the first thing was prayer and the Christian Foundation. So the fact that every show was opened in prayer and closed in prayer, that people could openly talk about the Lord, that people talked with faith, that was very refreshing to me and very real. And the second thing was the fact that the two of you have no ego, which is not the case with so many shows where, somebody can take offense to the fact that you have knowledge that they don't have. And so what they try to do is they try to slam you and play games and talk behind your back and all that sort of thing. But the fact that you have no ego made me want to stay. The your heart towards service, the fact that you see people that are in need and you do everything you can to help them, that's unusual, but that's the way it should be. And so those are the things that kept me here. That's what hooked me and drew me in. And I wanted to talk about what I've learned. Well, as you know, I've had my own experiences, and a lot of what you have taught is confirmation to what I already knew was true, but on a much deeper level than what I knew was true. So it wasn't only that I knew a fact, but it was like you provided the reason why they act this way, the reason what motivates them, what they're trying to accomplish. And you gave an in-depth practical experience level of teaching. So it was easy to learn, which I think is important, because everybody tries to complicate things these days. It's, one thing is not, clear enough. It's like everybody tries to outdo each other and come up with some convoluted reasoning for everything, rather than the simple thing is that, they're evil and they hate us and they want to kill us. And not only do they want to kill us, but they want to torture us before they kill us. And again, more truth. And I wanted to, talk about the fact that, we've met in person a couple times now. And you guys came out to my property and the cabin, and you both outworked me, digging through the jungle that used to be a garden. And I don't know how many gallons of sweat we all left behind there. I know Jerry left more than me. But the fact that, you everybody needs to know that you're exactly who you are on this show. There's no on the show Jerry and Lead Tracker E, and then the real Jerry and Lead Tracker E aside from the show. You're exactly the same. You're consistent.
Makes it easier.
Yeah, it does. But we prayed together. We walked my property and prayed it. We had a good time, and at the end, I felt like I had two really good friends, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the work that you did, and you're good people.
You're good
You're
people
knowledgeable,
too.
and you're good people. And I guess that's all I have to say about that.
Well, we can't argue with that.
We are happy. We are friends too.
We are so blessed to have you in the life.
We are.
And Marty.
And your family.
So
Thank
we
you.
Can't wait. Let's get down.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see
me
you
either.
again.
What's that, Jerry?
We can't wait to see you again. And we feel just as blessed with your friendship and everything that you do for the tractor, everything you've done to also help us get from one place to another, to help other people. Things. We just can't thank you enough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna sign off now so somebody else can talk.
Well,
So this is a happy 2-year. It's so great to have met you and that we're friends now.
The beginning of many years of friendship.
Yeah, exactly. And I there's one last thing that I forgot to cover that I wanted to cover is that I went back and I viewed old videos, and I learned there's so much to learn from those old videos. And a lot of people, YouTube's taking a lot of content off of people's pages. And so I would just encourage everybody out there, if you haven't done that, go back and watch the old ones, because there's a lot to learn in those too.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Sure. I'll leave.
Yeah, there's so much information that what we put in the book was what we could put in the book, but like you were just saying, even those old videos, like even the symbols, the hieroglyphs, the Fibonacci sequence, and things like that. There's a lot of information that a lot of people can learn from the healing techniques and things like that also. We sure appreciate you, Maureen. Really do.
Should we go back to comments now?
Yeah, we're gonna go back to comments and.
Would someone else like to?
I'm gonna put that link back in also.
And somebody else can come in and talk too.
Yeah, and
this is so much fun.
And we're in no rush, so don't think that you have to just come on real fast or anything. But we do appreciate you sharing and letting us know how things have been going for the past 2 years. We've really been hitting the field hard the last 2 years. A lot of sharing, a lot of more information. We've been trying to get a lot of these videos up to share different types of information. The link is in the chat, so if anyone else would like to come in and talk about the past 2 years, or our friend Dee has just messaged that she's
trying to get in here. I'll send her the link again.
Okay. Our friend Dee is trying to get on too. We got an opportunity to help in that area also. We'll send her that link, and then let her know it's just on YouTube, and that the link to get in will be on the chat. And the link is in the chat if anybody else would like to come on and share, but for right now, we're going to get back into the comments and catch up. But the link is there if anybody else wants to come in. We're talking about the last 2 years. how we've grown, how this channel is different than other channels, and how we can grow together and keep going.
We're going to.
We've got another group coming in. This is one of our favorite groups.
Tracker L.
Everyone's.
We'll catch up on comments.
And D, we'll get with you in just 1 second.
Glad you're here, D.
How you doing, Tracker L? Y'all on
Email.
night observations?
This is Tinky Bigfoot.
Y'all in the field? Is there a power outage? Y'all might be outside. Are y'all outside?
No, we're just paying our electric bill. We just got to get better lighting. We just got to get a higher wattage of lighting.
You keep talking.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
There you
spotlight.
go.
Oh, spotlight. Okay. Well, I wanted to say we've been, well, I guess, what, 18 months now? And to seeing you guys physically, it was about just within a year ago. And I just wanted to say of how amazing you guys are, because you just, when you came out, you did your own thing in the morning or in the afternoon or late at night. But you, when I would go out, you were clearing up our, excuse me, you were clearing up some of our, what did you call it? A whole bunch of weeds and blinds that we had no idea we really had. And there was one time that I went out there with you guys, and you guys were very patient, and you showed us, or at least showed me how, every little leaf on a little twig can be something to cover up. And when you did all that, and you showed me just the teeny tiny little things, it was just amazing. But we didn't realize how dark our property was until you guys left, and realized that you weren't just physically clearing our blinds and all these other places. You were really spiritually cleaning as well, because it was just so different, because it was just so light and calm, and it was like, wow, I didn't realize, it's like after you guys left, I told Jim, I said, is it like lighter around here? Just more peaceful, and he was like, yeah, it's the same thing. It's just, we were just amazed. And I know Jerry wants me to tell about this one thing. And that is, I know you're like, come on, tell it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think if somebody
You
will,
might be able to take your headphones off, I guess.
so this is a 55-second video, but what Tracker L is talking about is at the very end of this, and you'll see what we're talking about in just a second. I'm gonna play this real fast.
Oh, we're safe. I got a good rifle in the house, like a semi-automatic.
The judge is in there.
That's coming from up there now.
It's making me turn red just thinking about that.
Oh
Could you
man, that
explain that one?
well, for me, it was, what was it, in the morning when you did that, and I had Jim and Matt had already went somewhere. I think they were up in the garage or doing something. So I was by myself, and I started hearing something, and I went outside, and then I heard the screaming, and I was like, oh, I gotta get my phone. I gotta get my phone. What is this? And then I got my phone, and it says, hey, I'm getting ready to do a battle cry. I'm like, oh,
okay. We said, don't get alarmed.
Yeah, don't be alarmed. I was like, wow.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah, and where you guys were, you guys were way up top of our property, and it echoed in the house. So that I have never heard.
He's actually so soft spoken that you don't expect that much noise to come out of it.
Never. I was like, wow. So that was very impressive to me, of actually hearing the battle cry. I've never heard that, and it will be with me forever now.
We'll do that same cry to other teams, and they'll let their call, and then I'll go with all of our warriors. I'll call it. But even with our warriors, they'll turn around and go like, and if somebody's in front of me, they'll turn around. Yeah. Hey, there he is.
There's another section of email. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Tina.
You're very welcome.
Your face always makes me smile when I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was smaller.
Yeah.
Well, when I heard it, you know, I thought, well, that's the end of Jerry, you know. You know, I'm like, I'm not going to work you in. I'm like, you know, that dude, he done something bad to me. It was in the morning, and we heard it go off, and you know, I'm like, does that mean is that him calling for help? And then I'm like, I'm going to help him. So I'm like, nah, he's done. He's done.
Does he need the tractor?
Does he need the tractor to haul it in? But yeah,
I remember that one time too. We was up there shooting the shotguns early in the morning. I think we forgot to tell you or something.
Yeah, we should have warned you.
I thought you were gonna come out with your shotguns too, heading up the mountain.
Yeah.
So it's on.
They're fine. They'll be up by now.
I mean, I'm ex-military. I just I'm brave, but I don't know. When it comes to things in the woods like Bigfoots, that's just one of those things that, I usually go the other direction. It's not I'm like Vault, and you guys were saying earlier. I mean, I've never seen one, but the holy hell they put me through, and my heart going up to my throat, which has happened 3 times. I don't want to see one. You know, you guys heard that over and over from me. I am that whatever I've heard out there in the woods would never want to run into. And so, you know, when you guys come out and I mean, that was a real nice. I think you guys came out for about a month, and that was the best sleep.
About a month and a half, wasn't it? Almost 2 months or something.
Yeah, right. That was probably the best sleep I had because I was like, man, it's so nice. You guys are doing 4s on 4s, you know, and there was so much activity though. There was so much, you guys were aggravating them because they had been comfortable. And so you coming in here and you're messing them up bad. They were not happy. They were breaking things just, you know, as you guys cleared spots and made track, you know, things that they knew that you were creating things that didn't see their walk, their path. They got real aggravated and was, you know, just all night long. You know, we recorded so much stuff during that time period, but we were like, you know, we stuck to you guys's concept. It's kind of like fighting spiders. We kept our deterrences up. We've kept our everything, you know, and they got tired of it and ran, you know, have been gone. until just recently. They've started moving back in, but eventually, I mean, we were right on. Luckily, we were jumped right on top of it because we'd realized before that we had time to move cameras, it's time to move lights, it's time to clear some blinds. They had found, Matt went up and he looked through the hole that they were looking through, and they had a perfect view of the chicken area and where Matt, they were. So, we've jumped back on it and destroyed that. And it's like you and Walt were saying, they get aggravated when you do that, because the following nights they started just break limbs. I think they just break, them breaks you hear. That's that mad, I think, because I mean, it seems like they were throwing rocks, they were aggravating the rooster, they were harassing us, because Matt was up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning going, what the heck, he's going out. And so, once we cleared the vine, cleared the area where they couldn't come in and do that, the following night we're hearing crack,
which we
and
haven't
then they're
heard
throwing.
in a long
No, we
time.
haven't heard in a long time. Now, so they're aggravated, obviously, because now they have to find new ways to us, and they're throwing rocks at cameras and just the little teeny things. But like you said, it's I know, like you guys taught and have been teaching us for a long time. Stick to the plan, stick to your guns, and keep always. It's like keeping spiders off your property. You got to be deterrent. You got to get out there and stay on them, because they'll find a way. They keep on. They don't stop looking. But
Intentions.
no. But we've we appreciate everything you guys done. I don't want to, Matt, he's out. He'll be back here in a minute. But yeah, we're sitting here. It's a nice, quiet evening, enjoying peace and quiet here, and we appreciate
What are y'all
all you
eating?
guys done. Huh? What do we
What
have?
are y'all eating? Because everybody's eating.
Oh, what do we have? We
Is it
had.
everybody?
Okay, so all we had for dinner was steamed broccoli, green beans, and corn on the cob.
That's all we had.
That's all we had.
Every bit of it homegrown.
And fresh and
Well,
good.
no, actually, all of it was store bought.
What?
But that's okay.
That's the first time I've ever heard you say store bought. You guys have such a great garden.
But you're still eating
Yeah,
good.
our garden's kind of shallow right now.
We got plenty of garden.
But we
y'all
got
been eating every day
stuff
out of
coming
it.
in. Do what?
We love your produce videos.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They were good. So we got our winter crop starting now. So we'll see. Well, we'll be having collard greens, kale, and a whole bunch more.
Good. We're gonna get some stuff in the ground too.
Well, to you guys, we would like to thank you guys for opening your home to us more than once.
Anytime.
We couldn't have gotten to Parkway like we did if it hadn't been for y'all.
Yeah.
That we'll forever be grateful for that.
Sure will.
And just the stress you took off of us of
leading the place.
Not sleeping in the car and that kind of thing.
Yeah. and we appreciate your right at the beginning, it was like we're coming up or we're coming through, and y'all's like, come on through. When y'all coming through, we're like, soon. They're like, so they're like, this week or next week. We're like, yeah.
Trying not to give details.
Yeah, trying that.
And you guys just rolled with it. Just absolutely talk of the earth people. Some of our favorite people in the whole world, truly.
And like, it's easy. And then, of course, Tracker Ella here knew from military, like, these guys they're not using GPS. They're not telling us when they're showing up. There's something going on, and we appreciated all the confidentiality.
And then once we got there, you realized with the flight traffic or the air traffic and everything, why we try to be so careful.
You guys have had a lot of the Men in Black problems, and Pearl. A little shout out to Jim over there on Life's Adventures. We know the man's leaning on him, and we all got his back. And it happens, but we're all going to push forward, do the right thing, regardless of these the harassment we get from these agents, men in black
Yeah.
or whatever.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine God saying, "That's what made you buckle"?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
No kidding.
That's so cool.
We saw Matt come in the room. Does he want to say anything?
Yeah,
Mr.
Matt. What do you
Matt.
think about when they come
We're
out?
very proud of Matt.
And we're very proud of Matt for his shooting
Everything.
abilities and quick responses.
What do you think about the 2 years they came out?
Shoot, 2 years they came out. Good Lord. You know, I gotta say this. Whenever that Bigfoot creature thing was shaking them trees all out of heaven above our heads, and then the next new moon came around, and Dad's like, we're gonna go back up there and go fucking find these little creatures. I'm like, Dad, you're freaking crazy, but I'm in. So we went back in, did it. What we did,
Let's go.
Yeah, just let's go. All right, I'm going.
We gotta get over it.
We gotta get over that fear. We had to get over that fear. Dad said that. I was like, oh, that hit hard.
We slept in a tent.
We slept in a tent at the campsite. We ain't stupid.
But we had no
But
idea what Bigfoots were.
we had a fire going all night too, and at the time we didn't had a clue about Bigfoots or anything at the time. And then, literally, that same time period next year, or towards the fall time of next year, there was y'all. Y'all showed up at our back door, and there you are. I was like, good Lord. All my fear's gone now. That just helped out so much. Hearing all y'all's stories. We were learning so much because it was that springtime, and that's when we first talked to y'all. And goodness, that was so much like, yes, we can't be gifting them no more. This is not good. It does not seem right to me, you know, but I never actually put out there like, you know, you can touch me and stuff like that. No, none of that stuff. So I never done the gifting of like, oh, I like to see you and stuff. No, don't want to see you. You know, just gifted them like for respect of like, you know, I ain't afraid of y'all, but you know, I wouldn't mind working a treaty or whatever the heck at the time, you know, just truce or trust, you know, like, you know your land, I know my land, and yeah, I won't go into y'all's land no more, pretty much. And then y'all were talking through the springtime, and that's when we found y'all through the springtime, and then that following fall, there y'all showed up, and so much good conversations out of that. So many good conversations. That helped out so much. And then seeing how you walk through the woods, that helped me a lot to like realize, man, they could pounce at any time. Because after looking at the chicken hawk and shooting them, you know, shooting the chicken hawk not too long ago, that was just another wake up call for my own self to realize when a predator is on a pounce, they will do anything and everything in that moment to take their meal. And you do not know when they're going to do it. They'll do it whenever they see the chance and opportunity. And you never know. I see chicken hawks flying overhead all the time. Just today, saw a chicken hawk. I shot its tail feather and its wing. And he's still like flying above. I was like, you little lucky. You little lucky.
He's come to avenge his brother.
He said, "You're so lucky."
Yeah, he's so lucky. I mean, I shot him twice through the feathers, and then brought him down. But you know, it's just like when they come out, they'll come out pouncing, and you ain't got the chance unless you know what to do. You know how to keep guard, and you know this is the time to fight. You see him chasing you, stand your ground and put a bullet in between its eyes. You know, it's on the spot. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned from y'all is it's on the spot. It's when it in action is what counts the most, you know. And y'all taught me that, and I never actually grasped it all these years, you know, throughout school and all this time, and never was once told there's predators out there, and when they're on the pounce and they're going to pounce on you. You better pounce back, or you'll be the mill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well put, Matthew.
And when we got there, I mean, Matthew was making spears and
we're so
knives, and I was like, look at these guys, MacGyvers.
Just the dream team.
Yeah, that was the springtime throughout the summer that we learned from y'all. Like, yeah, we need some weapons when we go out there. We had a dang log. We brought a log over there to Kentucky and sat down and put all of our weapons on top of that. All of our weapons on that one log. It was like an art structure.
It's like Mad Max.
But we
Mad
slept in
Max.
a tent, and we had
There you go. And we watch these guys just make out of nothing. Make a custom camper for someone. They make like bear-proof custom campers. It's just unbelievable.
Put
how
electronics
talented
back together, and
these guys are. If you think of, I just can't. People like you get so underestimated. You know, people would look at you and go, "They're just old hillbillies." They have no idea the geniuses.
they have no idea the geniuses y'all are.
Oh my gosh, y'all just couldn't be more impressive, and we absolutely love your low key style, and no ego with you guys. No, just amazing people. It's so talented in so many ways. You wouldn't know he had all the engine, the what do you call it, with the aerodynamic, aerospace engineering. Your dad, all the things he has. Like Tina can drive a truck, or just
how y'all could put even that camper shell together in, like, what was it, 3 days? Y'all had that camper shell together, welding,
that was insane.
Yeah, we still got so many orders that we're like,
it's just beautiful.
We got a lot of work on it. We had to close the business down pretty much. We can't keep up with the orders. It's like they come in every.
They put comments in. Hey, build my camper top.
Yeah, people put some comments. Build my camp. Can y'all build a camper top for me? I mean, I'm out of this state, that state over here.
We're like, we can't do it.
We can't.
I mean,
we can't keep up with it. We got so many people, and we're like, man, we love to, but we got our own place we gotta fix up too.
Potatoes.
Oh yeah, we got to plant potatoes. We got to plant squash.
It's money or food. Which one?
Money
I
or
gotta put my
food,
garden in.
Yeah, 75% of your money goes to food.
Okay, it's gonna be 30,000. Just make it
one
crazy
camper
Make it crazy so they don't want it.
and then you might just get lucky and get one.
And you know, Matt, I was very impressed with you when I first met you. I mean, like your dad, he would ask you to do something, and it was just like he just had to say that it was taken care of.
And trust.
And
you just knew.
You knew what to do. Every day you had something to do, and you always finished everything, and that impressed me. And I was even telling Lee Trackery, I said, if I had I mean, I do have sons,
another son,
but if I had another son, you would be one of those I'd like to have.
Yeah.
You were raised right. You're strong,
always
brave young man.
Great attitude.
Great attitude. And you know
Dad
what?
said he'll trade you. Dad said he'll trade you. What do you got? A couple rifles.
We hope that you never, ever settle for someone that's less than your caliber. You hold out for somebody that's just as cool as you are, man.
I know.
Hey, people can always come up. That's all that matters. I don't care who the person is, as long as they come up. That's what Dad taught me. When I was coming out of school, man, Dad keeps on saying, he's in the nuclear weapons and all that stuff. I was like, oh Lord, I gotta come up to that level. I'm like, oh, I gotta up my game. My dad's telling me all these stories. I'm like, dang. He never read a book through college and he got a master's degree, I mean, this man right there, he taught me so much. And it's all that he taught was just the faith of God. All things are possible with God. Yeah. It's like, sometimes you don't like to hear it when you're in the action. When you have to do it, you're like, uh-oh.
Well, your attitude is great. One of the favorite things about you is that you don't call things work, you call them activities. We love that spirit.
Yeah.
That's right. It's always an activity. If you do nothing and you keep doing nothing, well, eventually you're going to be like wanting to do something because you're going to go out there and be like, man, I've been doing nothing for a week. I've been doing nothing for a month. And then you're like feeling guilty that you like spent all the time watching TV or spent all that time doing things that you should have been doing, you know? And it's just an activity. You get to it and you're like, well, even though I don't want to do it, it's something that needs to be done. So you go and do it and see it as an activity for it to be done. Now it's done, so you don't have to think about it no more, and your life's a little better. And that's what that taught me. Just react to the day is what Dad taught me. That's a good one for me. Just react to the day. Whatever comes in front of you, react to it accordingly. It'll help you out in the long run. Work on things that will pay you in the future.
That's exactly like Bigfoot.
That's
there you go.
Oh, that's exactly like Bigfoot.
That's what they do.
That's exactly what they do.
They don't move.
They do not move until they are ready. Until they're ready to jump on you.
Yeah.
Until
they wait for you.
Wait for you to screw up.
Yeah.
They wait for you to make the slip. They wait for you to slip, trip, whatever it might be, and they pounce at that moment when you're like, off guard. You just feel good, and you just like chilled, and you're in the little way back in the woods, and you're like, man, nothing's coming on me. I'm all good. Fishing, whatever it might be, Sorry, Charles. That was Mom. She said fishing.
Sorry, Charles.
But that's the time when they come up behind you. Okay, that was me. But that's when they pounce.
Yeah,
they don't react.
No, they react.
They react.
They don't move
until there's intentions to move.
Yeah, exactly.
And
they're very intentional.
Very intentional. Very. I mean, look at a spider. When they'll be sitting on the web. They'll be sitting on the web for a whole day, not moving. And then a fly will fly onto their web. That's when they fastly react. They jump straight to it. They don't weave around or anything. They go straight to it. They've been waiting. They got the trap set. They know it. They're set up themselves for the future. They built their web. They've done it. It will pay them off. They know it. So they just wait. They wait it out until there's food.
The human makes a mistake.
Until the human makes a mistake. There you are.
Exactly right.
Whoever it might be.
You're right. Exactly right.
Okay.
Well, we sure thank you, and we're proud of you.
Yeah. We'll let someone else call in. It was good to talk to y'all and let y'all know.
Yeah.
Good to talk to you too, and we'll see you at the next tracker.
Sorry, it just like swirled on me.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. I think you froze.
All right. I'm excited. Yeah, it did. I was trying to listen to y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see you
Cool.
in the meeting.
Mom's taking it away.
Mom's taking it away.
Well, hey, we'll let someone else call in. I'm sure you got.
Yeah, I was just gonna reminisce this one thing whenever we kind of first got there and we were setting up some little bells and you come around that corner and you like, what are y'all doing? And then next thing you know, we're way up in the mountains and going this way and that way.
Well, at the beginning of this show, you were talking. I told Matt, I said, look, there's only two things Jerry does. If he's near the wood, he's gone. Or he talks, but one of the two. And
not at the same time.
Not at the same time. If there's woods nearby, he's gone. He's gone. He's just gone. He disappears. And I think you had went around the corner to do something other, and I found you out there hanging bells around bushes and stuff.
Thinking it's Christmas.
Bushes, and we were like, I realize, that you're like I said that you're more like I don't know, you're more like you got like hound dog in you or something because you get out there in the west. All I can say,
Bulldog.
he gets out there and he starts setting up for the night. Jerry and them had kind of set up, I guess you call it like a little base right there, and they had to surround themselves. They had to have these bright lights because they were coming in on them. So Jerry and them were pushing them back, So they would come in on them, and they had to horn it. They had beep 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 on their horn. I mean, they talk about this stuff, and most people probably think, you know, it's neat, but it's nifty. No, it's real. I mean, we're talking, you know, they had to hit that horn a few times every night to back them off, or they would. It was kind of a mouse game play, a cat and mouse play, until they pushed them back. You know, and it took a while because they had been very comfortable here for a long time, and when now all of a sudden they realized that someone knew that they were here and that someone was actually taking steps to push them around. Yeah, that was war, and that's when Jerry did that war call too. And that was kind of at the end. So now I got you back. Stay the freak back. You know, that was kind of. I think that was what Jerry was doing at the end there. I'm not. You know, like I said, we're not. We've only started learning about this Bigfoot stuff in about 3 years or so. We've never. You know, this has all been new, and it's been a major roller coaster. The biggest takeaway for me in the last 2 years is just getting back to being spiritual. You know, you know, getting back to realizing how important it is to I don't know, have that threshold, have that have your you know, have God, because you know it's not hard. The last time me and Matt got attacked, I don't think I prayed that night, and what an idiot, right? What an idiot. He did. So good job, Matt. Thanks.
Good job, Matt.
But I mean, that's probably been the biggest thing is getting back to, you know, for us is to get for me is getting back to God and getting back to making sure I keep that walk closer than I, you know, because we tend to you know, I'm at my age, I kind of tend to wonder. I wonder, my walk with God is always been good in my life, but it's not close sometimes. You know, I don't stay in that daily relationship, you know, like I should. And in the days and the times we're all living in, I think every one of us out there know that we better be we better have that friend ready, because I'm telling you, there ain't no time to be too far away from, you know, our friend. That's
right. Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I'm glad that we got to have that amount of time to do what we could do there. I mean, we was on a hold there, but that gave us extra time to help out there, and we're glad that it worked out that way.
Yeah.
Well, you come out.
I mean, we was kind of in the decision of, even if we have to go, we still don't want to leave, because we still have to do a couple things here, you know, and
enjoyed being with you.
And the company.
I wanted to keep you guys. You guys were like my pets. I'm like, man, I don't want them to go. My son, one of my sons has got a poodle, and that's the only thing I care about is that poodle. I'm like, bring the poodle. He's got grandkids. I'm like, bring the poodle. Bring the poodle. I love the poodle. You know, and I'm not saying you guys are my poodle, but I'm like, man, I don't want you guys to go.
Yeah.
You're the best thing.
Well, we kind of noticed when y'all took all of our tires off of our vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We kind of like, I think they want us to stay.
Well, I mean, having you guys on our property was just, you guys are just roundabout people. Yeah. I mean, you guys will be plowing in the spring with us and harvesting. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. You know, if you guys would, we could bump together. We could use some help. I'm telling you, planting and harvesting. Having real people like you guys around, it's unique. And you know, yeah, we didn't really. You had came out. We had a little Airbnb, and the person paid for it, and then they left early, and then we were like, well, it's paid for. Enjoy it. And then during that time, another person booked, and then they canceled, but paid for it again, because we have a pretty strict policy on that thing. And so I'm like, someone keeps paying. Yeah, someone keeps paying for you guys to stay. I don't know what to tell you, but
God did that.
There was too much. There's too much. There's too much coincidence. You know, there was no coincidence. There was just too much of it. It was all arranged, and when you guys knew it, we knew it. It was like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but, it is.
Yeah, and then the second time they came, it was the same thing.
Yeah, the second time was the same thing. You guys came out, and it was just time and time, and we knew. Yeah, and we knew that this phone's doing funny things. But
Yeah.
let someone else call in, I guess, if I figure out how to get. Okay, here.
Yeah, we got a couple more in here.
Yeah, and I'm
We love
glad
you
we're
guys.
friends, and we're gonna see y'all tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Have
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Good night.
a good night. Stay with us,
Yeah,
Bill.
stay with us.
We will.
Yep. All right. You guys are awesome. Oh, looks like we've got Bob.
Bob.
Bob, how are you doing?
Sporting that
Are you
fancy
there?
mustache.
The Bigfoot with the mask. We love that one.
Yeah, we love that profile picture. Hi, Bob.
Even Bigfoot bought into it.
Yeah. So I haven't, just for everybody watching, I haven't been at this for 2 years. This is fairly new to me, but being stalked by these monsters is not new. They've been on chasing me down for about 30 years now. I've just recently figured out what it was. And I did kind of a crash course in Sasquatch research and books and that this spring, and then I finally located a group up 15 miles or so from my house, and I really put the steam on them coming June 21st when Jerry suggested we go out there and let them know in our active areas. So I did that, and I got their attention, took some photos and sent them to Jerry and Ella, and they told me, yeah, you have predator Bigfoot in the photographs. So since then, me and them have been going back and forth with a kind of a chess game, and it got pretty serious. July 9th, I rolled my vehicle and luckily I wasn't hurt at all, but the vehicle was totally destroyed. And then that evening when I went back up to get some stuff out of the vehicle, those predators were waiting, and they were in the tree canopy above my crash site. And I could see there was absolutely no wind at all, but right above where I'd crashed, the branches and the leaves were rustling around in those trees. And like I told Jerry, if I'd had my shotgun, I would have just put a few shots into that open space. And just recently this weekend, I was called down to a friend's house in another town, tracking at his land, and I came across some signs down there and footprints, and following, coming home from that on Saturday night, something had been in the yard here turning our compost bins over. And then that same night, they came in again and turned them over again. And then the Sunday night, I set up a motion detector facing those bins, and that went off about 12:30 at night. And I ran out there with my shotgun, but I didn't see anything. So I don't think they were too happy that I was tracking them down now.
Deterring them, man.
Yeah. So anybody that's watching, these people are the real deal.
Well, thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we appreciate your review on our book too.
And we're glad you're here with us. I'm glad. And you found this channel through Scott Carpenter's channel.
Yeah, I was in a group with that Scott had started, and Lead Tracker E was in there, and I just started noticing her posts and comments and kind of piqued my interest. Like, who is this? And I just started following that a little bit, and I followed her page, and then I eventually found this Jerry's YouTube channel, started watching some stuff there, and it gave me different information than what Scott Carpenter was talking about, like more detailed information.
Right.
And then I knew what I was looking for, because before I even found you guys, I was starting to think, geez, I gotta get into the Native community and find out what they know. And I even thought that, like, I wanted to talk to some of the tribes close to me, and it turns out that, you know, they don't know. You're not going to get that type of information from any of your local tribes. I've talked to some of them, and I was at a powwow recently, and they don't know this information. So what I was thinking what I was looking for is God gave it to me by finding you.
Brought us all together.
He is. He's bringing us all together.
Bringing all these warriors together for this time.
Yeah, Bob's part of our tracking team too.
Yep. Very good tracker up in the
And
north.
boy, you're catching on really fast, and you're doing great.
I learn real fast. I read a lot, and I spent 10 years in forestry, so I got a sense about the forest and the woods and everything around me. It's just how you gotta live out there, because you're around grizzly bears and cougars and all kinds of stuff. And I just always noticed everything around me. Always very situationally aware.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Comes
it's
in
making you a great tracker.
Yeah. So you just fit right into this whole tracker thing.
You sure did.
Yeah. And then I'm actually reading a book on tracking right now too. There's actually a good tracker here in Canada. He had a program on one of the channels. It's a good show. It's called Man Tracker. And he tracks down people on horseback and everything. And it was just kind of a entertainment show where a couple of people would run off, and then, you know, they'd spend a night or two out there, and then he'd track them down. But he's got a good book, teaches you what to look for and how to read the ground and branches, and, you know, so that comes in handy.
Yeah. He I think I've seen that show before, and I always seen tracking people is pretty easy.
Yeah,
I mean, because the steps are so short, you know, and they're generally going to go in a certain direction. Just cut them off. But Bigfoots are a whole different story. You can't look for that close step. You got to look for that far step. Then you got to factor in the jumps and the trees and the road over logs. But he is good. I've seen that channel, and he is good out there.
Yeah, I mean, it gives people an understanding of what tracking is about, you know, because I have looked for some books, and there's not a lot of books written on it.
Oh, maybe we should write a book.
Yeah, you know, like, I'm sure the military probably has some, like, you know, Army Ranger manuals and stuff like that would probably be places to look for this information, you know.
Yeah.
There's a few good YouTube videos too on tracking, regular tracking, you know, animal tracking.
But also, you're getting, and the group is getting more information, because we've actually trained special forces people, and we taught Army Ranger groups and people. So I mean, but they don't have as much information as you have, because we only had a little time with them. They don't have this book, so you have more information than most of the special forces. So
yeah,
I like that too.
Yeah, you know, I was just over at a friend's house, and last time he was over here bringing me wood, I showed him my photos, and he was asking me if I had gone hunting, and I didn't know what he meant, but I just said, oh yeah, I was tracking over at another town here, and then I told him what happened over here when I came back with him flipping the bins over, and I just told Daryl, I said, these things are spiritual and physical predators. You know, they have the ability to make themselves invisible, and that's a whole new dimension to tracking anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's why we had to teach them the groups, because we're like, you don't understand. We're talking about translucent. We're talking about shadow. You know, we're not talking about wide open and following them. We're saying they could be right next to you and not even see them unless you knew what you're looking for.
Yeah, and I've been standing 20 feet from these things, and they're right in front of me.
Yeah.
And I got, I couldn't see them at the time, but when I took the pictures, they were right there, and I was just surprised how close they were.
Yeah. But now you know what to do. Now you know what to look for.
Yeah.
You're further than anybody. Even on those other channels, you're further than anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I never started the wood knocking or the whooping,
Good. You're not saying dinner's over here. Dinner's over here.
I'm kind of like a chess player.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
We sure appreciate you coming in to say some words.
We do.
Charles already had to leave, so we're going to try to get a couple more guests in. And we sure appreciate what you said, and we appreciate you being on the team. And don't go, but we'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, and we'll be tracker meet in the morning.
Okay, see you then.
Thank you, Bob.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much, Bob.
Yeah.
We got another guest. Linda, how are you doing? Can you hear us, Linda?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, so good to hear from you.
Okay.
Mighty prayer warrior, Linda.
Thank you. I won't take too long because there's other people who want to get on, but I guess I joined you all about the same time Marine did, maybe a month or two ahead of him, but we were like at the same time. I saw y'all on another channel, and then I was just led by the Lord to follow you, and I've been with y'all since. I really like y'all's channel because just like Maureen said, as soon as I was with y'all, maybe a couple of months later or 3 months later, that incident when y'all went missing for a month, you remember that incident? You went and helped some lady. Okay, I did not understand all of it, and then some of the comments and everything I did not understand, but I knew from what you all were saying and some of the videos that y'all showed, and you kept in touch with us, and I knew that your heart was in the right place. So that's another thing that helped me continue. And also I have never have been led to leave, and a lot of it is the prayer that y'all start with and the prayer that you end with, and it is just so awesome to be able to, and it's like we're all synced in. Everyone is just like in sync, and with the love of God and the direction that He has us, because I think He gathered us all at the same time together. And I saw a lot of things that just were, and I tell Ella all the time, Ella, we're in sync with everything we think about. And people that she has watched before and I have watched before, it's the same people. Yeah. And so, it's not by chance. So, and then as time went on and y'all had more videos on how y'all help people, and I said, and never asked for anything, except when y'all were going to go somewhere and you may have needed gas money to get there or back. But I never, like the other channels, it's more for show and money. And I don't criticize anyone because everyone has to make a living, everybody. So, but y'all never did that. So, but you did finally tell us how we could support you, and I did. Not PayPal though, because that's not my thing. And but I just want to tell you that you taught me so much in the beginning. I got the video and all this. I learned so much because what I was going to encounter when I started my walk on the days of Noah, that the Lord led me to study that for years. Well, this is like the climax. This is the end of it. So what I saw Bigfoot with the blue fog, he was a head taller than the roof of my neighbor's one-story house. And then a few days later, I saw the other Bigfoot with the blue fog. No, the green fog. The big one was a blue fog. And then everything that was in the trees, I sent y'all pictures and you told me everything that was on the trees. and you taught me what to look for. So when I went walking in the park, and they were there too. And then when y'all came down, we went to the park, and you showed me a lot. Like, you know, you have taught me so much that, you know, it's just, and I think it's for the time that we're in now, and to help people that don't know, that will, when all this is, they have the okay to go, then we will be there for the people that will not understand at that time. And wherever God puts us, you know, wherever He puts us is fine. And so, and that's what I want to thank you all for. Your dedication, and I've always told you that, your dedication, your love, your, it's a teaching. You learn, you take away your experience, your knowledge, and the love you have for God. And the love you have for God. And so I just want to tell you all thank you. I am very grateful, and I've learned so much, and I've educated a lot of people, and I've started to talk to the people that walk at the park also. And I hope to open more doors so I can talk to them, because there's some that do the 2 miles, the one we did. Remember that 2 or 3 miles? I don't remember how. But there's some elderly that, I'm elderly too, but some that walk with canes and everything, and they're walking that trail. I did talk to a couple, so now they come later when it's daylight. They don't come in the night anymore.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
so
You're making a difference.
for that.
We're so proud of you, Linda.
And then I always check the parameter of my house for any tracks. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen no tracks around my house, because I put dirt, like, you know, there's dirt around the windows, and there's been no tracks. So they finally went away. All the Bigfoot went away after a few maybe months. There were 4 months. I don't remember how long they were here. Their eyes and the trees and everything, they were everywhere. And my neighbor's trees, but they're gone. They're gone. But they're still at the park. So I just want to thank you all and tell you how great you all are. Thank you.
Well, we're so grateful to have you on the team,
And just knowing you.
Can't think of, just as a friend, we can't think of a more mighty prayer warrior. And we thank you for how you've helped me, helped us, helped our other team members with your prayers and the things that you've taught us too. We really appreciate you, Linda. We love you. And we're excited about your mission trip coming up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It was always a traded information, traded knowledge, because you gave us knowledge and we traded. And we become friends.
We love you.
I love y'all too. Thank you so much.
We'll see you at the tracker meeting.
Yes.
All right.
See you in the morning.
Thank you, Linda.
I think D. Who's next to come in, the guest? D, did you want to come in and talk? And then we also have Tracker B. Darcy, do you want to come in? Or you know, it can be any one of y'all. Just let us know. We're going to put the link up again, and if you want to come in the chat room.
Let's go through the comments. Catch up.
Okay.
We'll catch up until we have another person. Yeah, we look like. Now, when we said the chat would be open tonight,
they said do it. They'll never say it again.
They said do it. It looks like everybody. Well, I think we have to scroll back just a little bit.
Okay, here we go.
Tracker B's here.
Tennessee says all we had was steamed broccoli, corn on the cob, and green beans. That sounds like a good meal, though.
Good. Throw a little cornbread in there.
Woo! Jerry says Kentucky Bigfoot, the best. Can't go wrong with that. That's right.
Can't go wrong with that.
Darcy says Jazzy is Valt's adopted niece and Holly is his adopted sister. Oh, wow. We didn't know that.
Wow. That's so.
Well,
nice to meet y'all.
Very happy to meet you.
Your family, too.
Glad you're here. Yeah, that's how I was going to try to put it. Bernice is here. Scott says corn on the cob sounds good.
Are we back? Are we back? Can anybody see us?
You got us?
Are we back? That was a 20-second delay. I don't know if we're back or not.
Oh, that came up because it said, "Can you see us?"
Oh, Darcy's here. Okay, good. Hey, hey, you back? Boo hoo. Hey, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back.
Okay, good.
Woo.
Okay,
That was
so
my
we
fault.
don't have to do a second stream. We just hit a wrong button.
We
That's all.
was about to make a whole different stream and everything.
Ah,
Let me put this link back up.
that was us, not the devil.
Yeah, that was our fault. Let me but I'm glad we're still here. I'm gonna put the link back in again. And this is what happened a while ago. I was pushing these buttons. And I hope. Okay, there's the link. Let's see what we got. D is here. Wow. Oh, add to stage. Is that right?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Dee.
Hello.
It's dark where I'm at.
Well, you're not standing outside, are you?
I'm in the truck because my phone's charging. We're at Topper's house in Siloam Springs, Arkansas. We came up here. Yeah, we came up here to get a tank of water because we're out and it hadn't rained. And he's subletting his house to his neighbor and his cousin. These girls, they stay here. Well, they're not girls, they're old women like me. But one of the girls, the neighbor girl, her brother just got put in the hospital last night. He's got COVID. He's already physically disabled. I don't really know. I've never met him, but I know he's got to have 24 around the clock care. And they're wanting to put him in a coma and intubate him. And I don't do doctors or hospitals anymore. I don't think it's in our best interest. This man needs a lot of prayer, and his name is Jeffrey. Meditation, good healing frequencies. Then we find out there's a dome light. This house that Topper's been renting, the lady has sold it, so he's out here in the dark trying to pull up fence, and I'm like, I'm ready to go home. We can come back.
Yeah.
I've got ants crawling on me from throwing tarps in the back. So anyways, but yes, I wanted to get on.
Start that engine. Start that engine.
It won't do any good.
Real quick, while we have everybody here, you said the guy's name is Jeffrey?
Yes.
Okay, let's just pray for him real quick while we got everybody here. Let's just do the prayer.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you want to say it, Dee?
I don't.
Okay, that's fine. That's
I'm not
fine.
a good prayer.
It's okay. It makes me nervous too. It's okay. Thank you, Lord, for the healing. We pray that it be your will, that we know that you're already there ahead of the situation. We don't know exactly what's going on, Lord, but we pray for your presence there and that you give a peace that passes all understanding. And that you just do what needs to be done. If it is your will that he be healed, then you put him in the proper hands with the proper people, with the proper medical care, Lord. And if it is not your will, then we pray that you be merciful and that you bring him swiftly to you and that you bring comfort to his loved ones. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you.
All right.
That's beautiful. So anyways, around the house, things are pretty good. They don't come to the house and knock on the walls. I still have, I don't know where the radio music is coming from, but I feel like they have been just hanging out on my roof at night, which that's cool. I know that there's some factions of the government. I don't have my teeth in. Some factions of the military or government, they're surveilling people big time. I don't know if anybody watches like that Mr. MBB 333 channel, where he, shows videos that people have taken of what they've seen in the skies, and they see this little tumbling tic tac looking thing, and people call it an angel, people call it a devil, people call it aliens, whatever. It's been in my yard in the past week that we've noticed it. It's some sort of surveillance, and you would think, well, they're not out there because you would hear them come and go in their vehicle. Well, electric vehicles, you can't hear anything, and y'all know where I live. I'm kind of like in a dead end area, but there's a lot of darkness out there, and a black truck that was electric, you'd never hear them. But they're out there in the middle of the night for 2 or 3 hours. They've done other things that I'm really not comfortable talking about, but they're doing this to people. I don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it, but it is being done. And I want people to keep that in mind, maybe, when they feel like there's somebody next to them, or there's somebody in the house, or it may not necessarily be an invisible Sasquatch creature. The government has this cloaking technology, and I think they've done a very good job working on it. And they can make you believe your house is haunted. They can make you believe that you're seeing ghosts, aliens. I've run the gamut on this. This has been going on since January or February with me, and I thought it was Sasquatch. I thought it was ghosts from the Christmas. I mean, who knows? But I'm pretty sure it's some faction of the military. It may not be United States citizen military. It could be, UN. It could be some of these men that are coming across the border. We don't know, but I want everybody to be aware and spread the information that this is going on. They'll probably take me out for saying it. I don't care. I believe they put a chip in my hip. I have never thought anything like this in my entire life, but just 6-8 months of it, I'm kind of seeing things. Last week, no, it's been 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had drove down to the store to get us some cigarettes. It was dusk. It was getting really dark. And on the side of the road, on the left side, the driver's side, I looked out, and there was just the grass and a few trees, and then the sky. And it looked like a black webbing lines. It was very faint, but I could see it. And I don't remember if I had my glasses on, but if I did, I took them off and I rolled the window down, and it was still there. Well, last weekend I was talking to Topper about it. I had already told him, and I drew it. It was like a few tic tac lines. And I showed him. He's been doing internet, the copper, the highline poles, all that stuff. He's been doing that for 30, 40 years. He said, "What you're seeing, that's analog. That is analog data." I was like, "Are you serious? So you can you're identifying something invisible that I've just seen?" He's like, "Yeah, that's analog. Here's what digital looks like," and it blew my mind. But occasionally I can see it, in the sky, whatever. There's some crazy stuff going on, people. There really is.
For those listening, when we came there and did the night observations, although we couldn't hear it with our ears, you could, and we caught them on our recordings. We caught that music. So anything new on that pole that's out there? You had a weird attachment on the electric pole, or?
Oh, not really. I walked by it the other day with my Bluetooth signal on, and it came up. It was called TV, and then like 10 or 12 numbers after it. That's all I know about that. I did catch some blue eye shine though, probably 2 weeks ago. Because I had started, you know what? I'm going to shut the electric off at night. I didn't shut the main off, but I shut a lot of stuff off. And I had walked outside the front door with my flashlight on, which I never do. And down there past the beagles, I caught some blue eye shine, and it was standing up. And the Sasquatch people have really been really cool through all of this. I think they've stayed underground a lot because of the heat. Last week, you know, I get tired of looking out and seeing something every time I look in the woods or look in my house. And I just said, you know, I have the right to look out into my woods and see nothing but woods. Stop showing yourself to me. I don't want to see you. I don't want to know you're there. Don't make your presence known to me. And then like two nights later, Topper's in the woods, and he's like, or sitting in the bedroom looking out into the woods. He's like, I can kind of see some faces out there. I was like, oh my gosh. So they're going to quit bothering me, start bothering him. So yeah, it's a crazy mess world we're living in.
Well, y'all know what to do. Keep pushing that wood line back.
It's also good. It's also good to have a mate that does see and knows that you're not crazy and that these things are there. And
well, he's come a long ways, but he's still got a ways to go. You know, he's learning. It's scary for a lot of people. He's learning, but it's scary for a lot of people because you realize you don't have the control in certain situations that you would normally think that you would. But that's okay. I threw my back out this weekend, throwing a fit and acting stupid with carrying heavy water, and I ended up going to the chiropractor day before yesterday and the day before that, and it was a compressed disc at the base, and he wants me, you know, to come back 3 times a week, and they gave me a wonderful price, but to do this, it'd be like $45 a day, but I can learn my own exercises and my own stretches, and I can heal myself. So that's what I'm going to do.
And put ice on that thing, get that swelling down in some.
I think I need to. Yes. I've been taking a lot of over-the-counter stuff and using and I mean, I was crying. I think it was Saturday night, Sunday, and Amber and Topper's like, do you want to go to the hospital? And I'm like, what? No.
Maybe they were talking to?
Yeah.
That's the last place I want to go.
That's the last place I want to go to, myself.
Yeah, I'm much better today, and every night I say I'm going to be better tomorrow. So just resting and healing. So
good. And,
yeah,
and it was very nice the time that we spent with you. We enjoyed it.
Well, you need to come back. We miss you.
Say it again.
I said you need to come back. We miss you.
We will.
We will be coming back. We will. And you were so you had so little, and you were so generous to share your food with us, and you know we could.
Man, that one night we ate good a couple of nights. The ribs and
we sure did.
The Mexican food that Topper made. Oh my God!
Nice.
Yeah,
it was delicious.
That was a buffet. That was a big.
I know, right?
It was as good as any restaurant.
I'm gonna go find him, and he's supposed to be on here. Hey, hello, Toplis.
Well,
come say hello. Here he is.
I'm glad you're close to the house.
Can you see me better now? He's kind of a mess. He's working.
Topper.
How you doing, Topper?
I'm doing
We're
good.
good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, I've been thinking about y'all and the work that y'all do. And I was thinking how blessed you guys are to be able to go around and bless other people and bring happiness to everybody and peace. You know, you try to bring peace to a lot of people, and the work you do is amazing. And I'm so thankful to have met you guys.
Hey, we're thankful too. We think about you every day.
Same here.
It's always in a good smiling way or a laughing way, because it was fun being there with y'all. It was something humorous every day. We was laughing about something.
That's unusual that people are looking at me and laughing and smiling, so I appreciate it very much.
And
Sometimes
we were
I'm
just
being
bragging
tortured.
about your good cooking, but y'all opened your homes and shared everything you had with us, and we sure appreciate you.
We did.
Well, we sure appreciate you, all the hard work y'all done. I'm still burning brush from all the
He
trees.
sure is.
As much as Dee will let you, huh?
Yeah.
Which
yeah,
with all the wildfires, you can see why she'd be nervous.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm the king of building fires. I believe in my mind that I know exactly what I'm doing. But
And he does.
I've had a few getaways.
He does. She said he does.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. But I go out with my water pitcher and I water down everything.
She goes around.
I have a
everything.
perimeter.
Yeah. You had an old stump
She's
in the
squirting
front
him
yard.
off with the hose as he's out there trying to.
You know, y'all are actually a very good team together, even though.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
You're a very good team
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. We really are. There's no doubt about it. We really work well together. Sometimes,
We agree.
I know what I'm doing and she knows what she's doing, and they're two different things, but that's fine. Two different opinions is always good. So we just learn to accept each
It's
other.
just when you
and
do
keep
separate
on
chores,
going.
that's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all get it done. Y'all get it done.
Yeah, we do. We get it done. We made a lot of progress already, and we're headed back home with a load of stuff to make more progress. So.
All right, that's great
Good.
news.
And we're glad you got some more water today.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah, we like water. It's fun to have.
She don't mind that I don't mind that I go 5 days without a shower, but she sure does.
Oh, she's just picky, man.
Something about taking showers and stuff, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I had meanness come out this
We got
weekend.
hygiene
I
or
had
something.
pure meanness come out of me this weekend.
But at least it's out.
It's out now. It's
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
all right.
good.
Say bye, honey.
Bye, guys. Appreciate you. Love to see you again.
We appreciate you too. We'll see you.
Yeah, we'll make her back up that way.
Dee, we'll let you go too so that we can get some other guests in here, but we sure appreciate it. Unless there's anything else you want to say?
No, just that everything in the Tracker L house, man, they were spot on. I mean, you guys just flip the energy of everything and make it so wonderful. And it's like magic. I mean, the day that y'all cleaned behind that little shed back there, I mean, before we even woke up, you almost had it done. And it's like, it would have taken us 2 days. How are they doing this with this little saw? And golly gee willikers. I mean, it was just, you guys have been given a gift and you are using it for good. We all have powers that we don't even know about. And you guys have found yours and I love it. I miss you and you need to come back.
We miss you too, and we will.
We will come back.
Okay.
We love
miss
you.
Y'all are one of our favorite couples,
Yeah, we've got a.
Y'all are
Every time we
too.
think of y'all, we smile. We smile.
We do.
Good.
You make us
Same
laugh.
here. Same here.
Well, we
And we'll
remember.
talk to you later.
And thank you, Dee. We'll see you in the morning, or we'll send you that link. Either way.
Every night I say I'm gonna do the morning thing, and man, I just
Yeah,
we
know. We'll talk to you later.
All right, love you guys. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Love you, Dee. All right, Topper.
He says bye. He's in the house now. I'm back outside. I'm gonna
Oh,
start
okay,
I'm gonna leave.
okay.
All right.
We'll
See you
get
later.
some. See you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dee.
Who else would like to come into the room?
I said thank you, Dee. Such a wonderful, wonderful family. If you ever have the chance, meet with them.
Any of these people.
You'll see how great they are, the character of the people. Very good people, very real people who has a lot of laughter in their life. Doesn't matter, just like us, doesn't matter what we're going through, we're still going to smile, we're still going to laugh.
And you talk about industries with them too, the way they got it hooked up for the water.
Oh, yeah.
How they pump it from here to there, and they got it going on, the stuff they come up with. We know the most brilliant people.
A lot of the people we know are more off-grid kind of people. Don't watch the TVs. They're more aware. They know what's going on.
More industrious.
But they're very creative too.
Yeah.
Everything works for them.
Yeah. Bernice, did you want to come in the room? You and Dwayne?
And if not, then we can get back to the comments also.
Do we need to?
Yes, D. I'm going to put the link in.
We're going to put the link up again. I'll read a few comments while we wait for somebody else to come in the room. Tracker Seed had to leave. I may have skipped a few, but I'm going to go down a little. Jeremy says, I have some pics from here from behind the house and Pumping Station Road behind the dam at Smith Dam. There's a little something there. Yeah, there would be by that water source.
Yeah,
sure.
Water sources are ambush areas.
Yep. We got someone?
Tracker B.
Tracker B.
Tracker B. Very.
Hi, Tracker B.
Can you hear us? Tracker B?
Is your mic on? Until she starts talking, we will keep reading. Kathy says from Lethbridge, Canada. Kathy Galbraith. Hey, we're glad you're with us tonight,
Hey, Kathy. Nice to hear from you.
Glad to hear from you. Darcy says, I didn't believe that until I got pictures of a translucent one.
Hi.
Hey,
yes,
Tracker B.
Yes,
how
I
you
can
doing?
hear you.
Oh,
I can hear you.
Well, review for us.
Oh, well.
Just talk. We're just talking about the last couple of years, like, you know, talk about when we met. Is Dwayne coming in too, or just you?
Can you chat on there?
What am I doing?
Sure, he can chat on there if he didn't want to talk.
You can come on 2 phones or 1 phone. Either way.
Turn it on. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Hmm.
Can you hear us, Tracker B?
I can hear you. I'm
Okay.
trying to put it on
Go ahead.
speaker. Let's see. It's not working. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I can barely hear you. I think it's my
we'll
phone.
speak up. Did you just reminisce with us of how this channel has affected your life, or you know what I mean? Just catch up with us.
Okay.
How
Well,
you came to know the channel, that sort of thing.
we first moved down here to Louisiana back in 2019, and I was doing laundry. I remember I was doing laundry out, and I went outside, and I heard like a loud roar, like it kind of sounded mechanical, and I just thought, oh, okay, you know, there's probably a big truck going by, something. I wasn't thinking it was an animal roaring or anything like that. And then a week later, I heard scream, like a loud yell scream, and it happened like numerous times. And then I told my coworkers at work, and they told me, well, you know what, it's probably cats. There's bobcats. I mean, not bobcats. There's black cats and everything. And I was thinking, it didn't sound like no cat, you know. But I just left it. And then several times I heard that. And then one night, my son, I guess, decided to take a walk, and he was banging on the door so hard. You know, I don't remember what time it was, about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And he said, Mom, you know, he was trying to catch, you know, his breath. He was like, Mom, Mom, Mom. And he sat down and he couldn't talk. He said something was walking beside, after he calmed down, he said something was walking beside me in the woods. And I started walking fast. It picked up speed, and then it started walking fast, and then he said, I started running. I ran to the light and that thing chased me. It chased me. It was dark brown, reddish color, long arms, it was swaying back and forth, and it started like grunting and growling. And he said he's seen it. He ran. He started running through the fence, and then ran all the way through the houses, and he came back here. And he said, Mom, it's Bigfoot. And I mean, I believed him because he was scared. My brother came down to visit, and they decided to go back in the woods where it chased them from. And this time there was a little one, a juvenile, and a big one that came out through the woods, and they filmed it. They caught it on video. And my brother wasn't scared. I mean, he hesitated. He was stopped, but he would still keep going forward to it. And he would stop. Like, I think he would, when he stops, I think it's when they move around or they move out from the trees, that's when he stops. So twice the film just stopped, and they came back. A couple of days later, they went back. They said that there was a nest back there in the woods. You can hear trees breaking. It was whatever it was walking. It was big. It sounded like it was big walking towards them. So they bolted and they started running out, and they got back onto the road, and they came back here. So we know they're in the back here. We knew they were there. About a month later, my daughter's friend, Southern, his name is Southern, he came to visit my daughter from New Mexico. And I already told him, I said, just, if you're going to do, walking, or if you guys are going to go down here to the store's a little ways, and make sure, be careful. Don't go wandering in the woods. There's something in the woods. I asked him, do you believe in Bigfoot? And he said, yes, I do. I said, well, you know what? They're back here. I'm letting you know right now, they're on the south side right here. And then we showed him the video. And he was just like surprised, like, wow, like, and then we go to work, my husband and I and my daughter, we go to work. One night or one evening, we came out for lunch, we went back. And I guess he decided to go for a walk. It was still light out. He decided to go for a walk. And on his way back, he turned around, and there was so many roads. He didn't know which one he took. He didn't know how to get back here because, he's from New Mexico. He doesn't know this area. I don't even know this area. I mean, I don't go tracing around back there, on the back roads. And he got lost. He was hysterical when they found him in the morning. Scratches on his legs, lost his glasses, clothes gone, and just a whole bunch of stuff happened to him after he went. It bothered him mentally, and things happened. They put him in jail because they thought he was lying. They thought he was dangerous. Just all of that they put on him. I kept going to the district attorney's office. I kept going to the jail every single day for a whole 3 months, every day. I finally got him out and talked to his grandma, and he's still mentally unstable. That happened. And before that, I've been talking to Jerry and Tracker E about the sounds I heard over here, back here, and I had told, that evening I had talked to, I believe Jerry, and I told him, hey, you know what? My daughter's friend is missing. He went tracing the woods, he's missing. And they both wanted to, come like that night. I mean, to drive down here from where they live, from Oklahoma to here, and help us look for Southern. I mean, you guys are caring, loving individuals. Like, you know, you don't actually have the means and the money to be traveling, but you still wanted to come down here and help us look for him. And I believe I told Jerry, you know what? I think it's best if you guys are going to come to do it in the morning, because it's kind of scary driving at night, especially at 11 o'clock at night. But he still, Jerry messaged me real early in the morning. They both did about 6 o'clock, and they asked if he was back or if we heard anything. And then I did tell him that they brought him back. They brought him back early this morning. And from there on, we had things that were happening, and they were down in Mississippi when they came out this way. I didn't even know that they were going to be coming this way. They were like, "Are you home?" And I was thinking, yeah, I'm off today. And then I believe I asked him, "Are you guys near?" "Oh, we're gonna come by." And I said, "How far are you guys?" "Oh, we're just like, on Liddy Road." And I was like, "Oh, they're right there." And the kids were like, I said,
hold on.
And I was like, Tracker E and Jerry are coming this way. "Who?" And I said, "Tracker E and Jerry." "Where?" "They're on Liddy Road." "Oh my God." And my kids were like, "Oh my God." We
pick up your clothes.
Comb your hair.
And I was like, and the kids were like, "Oh, we got to straighten up. We got to straighten up." They were running around.
You're welcome, Denise.
Just use that anytime you need it.
And then my daughter and Josh, my son, they were like, "Oh, we didn't cook anything. We didn't cook anything. Let's go take something out. They're probably going to eat. They want to eat." And I'm just like, they were running around like crazy. And then I said, "We got to go meet them." I told them we'll go meet them on Liddy Road. So we met you guys on Liddy Road, and we showed you, everywhere, where the video was taken, where they came out, where, my kids had gone through, my brother to where the nest was and all that. And that evening, we that I told you guys that, dogs go crazy. It goes all the way, starts from here, goes all the way around to the east side of the house, and it comes back down to the west side of the house. And that night when you guys were here, it's like the dogs weren't even barking, and they weren't getting riled up. And I kind of, it was probably like there's new people, there's new people that are here. And I believe they keep an eye on the house, this house here, because when we moved in, there were scratch marks on the back door. There's a big padlock looking thing, like the lock on the back porch, the kitchen area back there. And right now, after you guys did the tracking, cleared out everything, it had stopped. It had stopped for a while. And now, not within the last 2 months, it's like it's getting too crazy here. They're starting to come up to the house, like literally up to the house, getting on the porch. Dogs going crazy, even our own little puppies. We have them run around outside, at night, just to exercise and stuff like that. But they would start going crazy, and then when she opened the door, they just run in. And we've been clearing the fence. We're clearing the fence, putting Clorox around the house. But we really can't do anything like to, go out to behind in the woods behind the neighbor's house. We can't do clearing. We can't do anything like that because we don't own the property that's around us. We just can do things within our yard, but it seems like, they're just coming closer. And one left two handprints on our door and on the side of the door. So my husband and I decided to just, we're going to go ahead and move because
which is what we recommended, right? When we were back there, because you're just in a situation where
like you said, you can't push it
control
back.
Your environment.
Your neighbors are there. You can't shoot in any direction.
You just trapped.
It's not a good situation, not a good area. And we've seen that.
We can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't even shoot out the door. I mean, we can't even, shoot anywhere. I mean, we have the guns, but the houses around us are just too close. They're too close, and there's elderlies that live, in front of us, beside us, on both sides. The house behind us is empty. And yes. It's not yes. Did you want to say anything?
But I did like how we got to run the thermals and the night vision right next to your house.
And then here recently,
Did we lose you, Dwayne?
They've went to my daughter. My daughter told me that they had started imitating my voice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not good.
They're at that house then.
So we're very glad you made the decision to move. I think you're having trouble with your connection.
And Jerry, do you remember when we took those pictures of the eye shine and all that by them trailers?
Yep.
There's like a time delay.
Yeah, there's a weird time delay.
I can't hear them.
I can hear you.
But about those eyes?
You hear me?
That one night when I was coming back from work, and I seen something run. It had to be at least 8 to 9 foot. I can't hear him, baby.
Can you hear?
We're hearing you.
Can you hear
We
us?
can hear you good. Yeah, there's just long breaks in between, but we can hear him when he's talking. It sounds real clear, and then it's silent, and then real clear.
Oh yeah, he's just trying to see if you guys can hear him because there's something wrong with my phone. It's not. It's the volume and stuff on here that we're trying to fix. But they can hear you. You can just talk.
Yeah, but
just talking
it's been imitating my voice around the house, and that like I'll be at work and they'll be like, "Are you home from work?" And I'm like, "No, I'm at work." And
and then they it's like she was saying, it there's been extra shadows here and there, but one thing I also want to say about both of y'all, that y'all both are original. I mean, kind-hearted people. I mean, when you meet Jerry and Tracker E, you feel like you've known them forever.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just like, oh, where have you been all these years? It's just you've already had that sense. So, I mean, that's, I guess, what draws a lot of people to y'all. Also, besides the knowledge. So it's just truly genuine. So, I mean, we've been, trying to keep the blinds down, but they're trying, like you said, they're trying new tricks, different things to try to get closer.
Yeah.
So,
well, we sure
we
appreciate your kind words, Dwayne, and we appreciate the way y'all welcomed us, especially on such short notice. And my goodness, you're another family that's just the best cooks, wonderful cooks. You guys had us so stuffed. I think we usually lose weight on tracks. At your place, we gained weight. But we came back heavier.
Yeah,
from there.
but that's the way both of our families were raised. I mean, you give so you can receive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys treated us very well, and we're really seriously glad you're moving. It's not cool there at all.
Yeah, that whole area, every night activity, they're getting closer. There's no help with the authorities, so it's not a good situation.
They've watched you long enough. They know your voice. They're after that baby.
And they will cover that up if something happens.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, y'all know you're not going to get any support around there from the law.
No.
Not in that particular spot.
Here, back. Let me see if I can figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, he's talking about, that evening that I was telling you guys about when when our 12-year-old had gone outside, and I don't know, she was listening to music or something outside on the swing, and she was she came running back in, and she said, "Mom, I heard Dad's voice outside." And I thought Dad came back. I went around the house and the car is not there. It's not Dad. I swore I heard Dad's voice. He said something, it's Dad. And right then the dog started barking. I told you guys to stay inside. And they're actually mimicking. And my son, Josh, just recently, here back in August, heard yells. The dogs were barking first, he said, and he heard some yells, and twice. I guess it took a pause for 2 minutes, and next thing you know, it yelled again. They got quiet. They turned off their air conditioner and stayed up half of the night. And then just recently on the 30th, August 16th, his girlfriend actually heard chattering. One was a little bit high pitched, she said, and the other one was deep, like uba uba, like blah 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 blah. And one was deep and the other one was high, a little bit high pitched than the other one, she said, but they were chattering. And it was right behind the house on the south side, she said. She said it was loud, and you can just hear the dogs barking. And she said she woke up my son, and they were listening, and they did not want to move. And he keeps, in the morning he'll come and tell me, "Mom, this is what I heard last night," or "This is what I heard. I forgot to tell you this." And that's the reason why I decided, just this morning that we're going to be moving. We're going to have to move. We're going to have to do this quick. We're going to have to move because there's something going on here, especially with the house. There was a big footprint and a handprint underneath my daughter Kristen's window couple of months ago, and it had rained, and I was walking by and I thought, was this a footprint? So I looked at it close, and it was a big footprint, and it looked like it was on all fours, and it was facing towards my daughter's window.
Yeah.
And she got scared, and she moved her bed to the other side by the wall where there's no windows. And now it's just they're getting closer to the house. They're chattering with each other. There's more than one, I believe. If there's one that's high pitch and other one's low pitch chattering. And
those are just
I
the
just
two
told my
first
husband, we're
ones.
gonna move. This time for sure, we're gonna move, because when my granddaughter plays outside, that's when it's you can hear it yelling, or the dogs start barking, especially on the south side where our neighbor's house is. You can hear that big dog barking like crazy. And I don't know if it's coming around to, for the girls or for my granddaughter, something. And I'm scared that because
take your air conditioner.
You too, yeah.
Your air conditioner, they tried to maneuver out.
It's just time
yes,
to go. It's escalated way too much.
Yes, the air conditioner. One night we had the air conditioner on the south side of the house, and I told Dwayne, I said, I heard something, and he says, no, we're fine, and it had taken out the side of the plastic on the side of the air conditioner. It was pulled out, and it was like literally by the fence. And I told my husband, I said, you know what? I told you it was moving something around over here. And it's getting crazy over here. It did that. It looked like it tried to push, the door, like trying to figure out if the door can be pushed open, because both handprints were on the door. And when my husband put his fingers, it had fingerprints. So my husband put his fingers right on top of that, not to where, he's going to put, it was just right on top of it. My husband's fingers were smaller than that big fingerprint. And it had wrinkles in it too, kind of like it had the whole finger had a whole bunch of wrinkles on it. It's still on the door.
From going through where you'd been watering the lawn, right? They were muddy.
Yes. Yes, that night, the fires were going on. Louisiana had a whole bunch of fires, and we had 3 close calls. We got evacuated twice. The third time was behind the old mill store, and it was a little bit further back behind the old mill store. They had put that out. And the other 2 times, it was close to where it was like right up the road, and we were evacuated. And that night, the second night, we got evacuated, and then they told us about 11 o'clock, you guys can go ahead and on Facebook, you guys can go back if you want to go back home. So we decided to go home, and I decided to have the sprinklers going. It was going, and we all fell asleep. And that's the same night that the fingerprints was put on the door. And it looked like it was hairy, like, it made an imprint of of fur, something furry that rubbed against the wall because it had like waves in it. And when I looked down, there was some grass beside the porch that had been stepped on. And I told Dwayne, I said, look, it looked like it was standing down here. It was leaning against the wall and it was pushing on the door. And I had filmed that. I mean, I videoed that and I put it on my YouTube channel. And when that morning I called Tracker E, and I was letting you know that this is what had happened last night, and then I had told you about the sprinklers. I was letting you know. I don't know how. I don't know how there was mud hands, and then you had actually told me. You remember you told me that the sprinklers were going off, and then clicked. I said, "Oh yes, yes, maybe, but maybe the fires, the hot from the fires, maybe the sprinklers were on and it wanted to cool itself down, because we've been having 115-degree weather every single day, and it's hot. So when the sprinklers were on, maybe the Bigfoot wanted to come in and cool off by getting by the sprinklers. And then I had light incense in my room, and maybe it was trying to figure out what that smell was, and just this is just what I'm thinking. This is what my theory is it was was trying to sniff out the incense, but it looked like it pressed against the wall and the door, and probably just scanning to see something. I mean, just maybe trying to figure out what is that smell. I don't know, but it's scary. The print is still on my door. I'm not washing it off or anything like that because I don't want to touch it. The stuff on the wall, the side of the house, is still there.
Yeah.
And last night, my daughter's boyfriend left about 9:30 because he had to go to work. And he had left because I heard his car leave. And then I started watching TV with my little one. She had her earphones on. She was in my room. And all of a sudden, about maybe 35 minutes, 45 minutes later, dogs started going crazy again. And I was like, oh no, come on. Are you serious? Like, I'm just sitting there scared. I kept looking towards the door. Then I thought, you know what? Let me look to see what's out there. So I opened the curtain a little bit and I was looking out, and my porch light wasn't on, so I was looking out, and all I saw was my daughter's dog, Mike. He's real big. He's like a boxer kind of puppy, but big. He kept running towards the tree, the cedar tree that's beside our house. He kept jumping trying to get up the tree, it seemed like, because he kept jumping towards running towards the tree and then trying to get up there. He kept turning around doing that, and then the little puppies were sitting under the tree looking up, just straight up barking. And I thought, what is up there? What is up there? And then it just got worse because Mike was just going crazy, like just barking. And then I thought, you know what, let me just turn on the porch light. So that's what I did. I turned on the porch light and just stood there, and I was standing there looking out, and then Mike stopped. He just sat there under the tree with the two puppies looking up. And I stood there for a while, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go and, let Collins know we're going to have to put something in front of the door because this is getting scary. So we got my dresser that was, right by the window. We pushed it towards the door, and we barricaded the door, and we just sat there. And then she said, Mom, it's going to be okay. So she started watching TV, and I just sat there and waited out until 11:05, and my husband called and said he's on his way back. So that's how bad it's getting, and that's the reason why, today was the day I finally decided, hey, you know what, we're just gonna have to move because I don't want to live like this. We tried to clear out everything. We tried to put Clorox around the house, and who has that kind of money to keep buying Clorox, and my
Yep.
kids, I need to take my daughters somewhere else where it's safe. And we can't shoot. We can't be shooting around here because all around us are houses of elderly, and then on our east side there's trees all the way down. And my husband's seen Bigfoot run, across the road behind our house. The next house, there's a main road and it goes straight into the woods. He's seen something hairy about 7 to 8 feet tall just dart across and run into the woods. And he told us about that. And my 12-year-old wanted to go get something from the car a couple of days later. And she darted back in and slammed the door and locked it and told me, Mama, I saw something. Daddy was right. It came from this road. It was tall and hairy. It had a hunchback. It ran straight into the trees down here. And I told her, I said, I keep telling you, don't go outside. Don't go outside. We're not lying to you. And I had told Jerry and Tracker E about that. My kids are not, they'll get scared, but they're not really scared to go, and check out what's out there. But once like my 12-year-old, once she saw something, she ran back in. And I'm exactly the same way, but me seeing that big handprint and the big footprint outside my daughter's my daughter's window, that's scaring me because they're getting too close, especially my husband's ring size is a size 16, and that's a big finger. This thing, this finger that was left on the door was bigger than that. And my husband has real big fingers. I mean, we had to special order his ring to, get him a ring. And I told my husband, compared to this, it looks like, your fingers are so small, kind of like my finger. When I put my fingers on top of the print, my fingers look like a toddler's hand on top of that big print. That's how big it was.
Yeah.
So all this is going on. This all happened in the month of August. And then just a couple September, just yesterday. And people already think that, I know they know that it's back there because I heard gunshots also last night, like shotgun shots in the woods back there in the south side. I'm thinking it's probably that guy that lives in that big house because his dogs go crazy. He has sensor lights that are really bright. We noticed that he put them up within the last couple of weeks. And when you look back there, it's just bright, like really bright, like it lights up his whole backyard. And the front, only when somebody goes in front of, looks like when somebody goes in front of that house, it comes on and it's bright.
Good.
And I believe it might have been him that was shooting that shotgun.
All the fires are, that's disturbing them and pushing them towards the houses too.
Yes, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to do besides move and take, my girls somewhere else. and
Yeah.
somewhere where it's a lot. I don't know if it's going to be a lot safer, where we're going, because it's kind of like a community like this, but it's kind of like in the town, like in the town, not. But I know there's Bigfoots in the town because I seen markers, I seen bows, I seen fence, like woven branches and trees, like little huts that they made. And this is right in town of Manny, right next to the cemetery. And it's a little tree, it's a little forest area right there where the houses are. But I mean, this bow was so big that it's a bow, but it's broken, but it's still bowed. And it's right across from the homes right there downtown. And I was just thinking, it's just seen, they're just in the forest, up in the mountains, where it's nobody up in the mountains. That's where they live. But after talking to you and Jerry, you actually, showed us a lot, like, no, they're in towns, they're near dumpsters, they're coming up to homes, they're dangerous, they're gonna, they can eat humans, they're making weapons, and all of this stuff, and they're up in trees. And Jerry was the one that was telling me they go climb up in the trees, and that's where to watch people from up there. And I saw it for myself when you guys came. We were doing that drive through Liddy Road. I was taking pictures as you guys were using, your little the binoculars and stuff, that when we went on that drive, and I was taking pictures of the trees and stuff, and I saw a dark spot, and I thought, let me just take a picture of this. And then when we got back after you guys left, I was looking at it and actually seen a Bigfoot sitting in a tree, like the whole face of it. And that's what I sent you guys. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
And it's like everything you guys told us, it was all true. They sit in trees. They use, weapons. They even use rocks to communicate, like tapping on the rocks and communicating. And my daughters actually, heard that, and it was sniffing at them. They run along beside vehicles. They follow you. Like if you get in the vehicle from here and you go to another area, they actually follow you, which I think that actually happened to me, because when I used to work at Walmart, I would go out to the dumpster and start, dumping the organics, which is vegetables and all that, in the back of the building in the dark at about 10:30 and 11. And my coworker and I would be going out there, and she heard it for herself. She heard the yells, the screams, and she was like, what is that? What is that? Did you hear that? I mean, I heard it, but I wanted her to hear it and her to tell me, what is that?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to put it in her head, like, okay, did you hear that? That scary sound? That's what I'm talking about. I wanted her to hear it and tell me she heard it. And I told her, yep, I heard it. I said, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody believes me that I hear these things back here. She said, I'm scared. Let's go, and we would head back. And my coworker, he's a guy. He actually said, did you hear that? It's walking back here. Yeah, I said, I heard it from way up there. And that's why I told you to hurry up and help me empty these things so we can go back. I was getting after me, and it was walking behind the dumpster. And then he said, I want to go see it. Goes up to the behind the dumpster and sits down and looks underneath and says, I see it. I see the feet. And he just runs right by me and leaves me there with the L cart. And I'm trying to follow him. And he starts screaming, it's back there. It's back there. I said, you're supposed to be a hunter. I was yelling at him, you're supposed to be a hunter and you left me. I told him, don't run. I was screaming at him, don't run. An animal would chase you. And I'm looking back, walking fast, just walking fast towards the light. Once I got to that light, I started running. And I told him, I said, you never run from an animal, that I know. I said, you're supposed to be a hunter and you ran from me and left me. And I never went back there with him because he ain't no protector, that's for sure. And I told my husband that. But and when Jerry told me, you know, you need to get on that road and go 70. If it's a 65, go 70, 75 to work. So they'll follow you. And I believe that's what actually happened, because it's always, every time I go to work and I would, you know, take a coworker or two coworkers with me back there, you can hear them back there. One threw a muffin at me when I was back there by myself about 4:30. I wanted to empty the organics early, so I was emptying it. I was ready. I pulled the top of the dumpster thing down, the cap, and then it missed me by 2 inches. A muffin flew right by me, and I'm like, wait a minute, did I just see that? I turned around and I saw that muffin laying there. And I took a picture of that, and it had a big bite mark in the muffin. And I told Tracker E, I said, it threw a muffin at me and it almost hit me with it. And the next day, that muffin was still there. And then I told my coworker, we heard 2 days later, I went out there with my coworker again. We were walking back and we heard a run. There it goes again. You know, she got scared. And then we were walking back. I said, wait, stop. I see something right there. So I started taking pictures of it. And then we walked back in. And then she said, I'm not going out there again. I said, that's what I'm saying. But you know what? They're going to tell us we're going to have to. So I was looking through my pictures and I saw it standing like behind a tree. And I believe I sent that to you guys also. It was all hairy in the face. And this was like about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. And I believe, like Jerry said, I think they watched the house. And when I get in the car, and I used to work at Walmart towards, you know, the evening, they would probably run, you know, because it's forest all the way down on my left side from here all the way down to Walmart. It's just nothing but forest. And I talked to my coworker and she told me that her husband told her that from a couple of years back, before Walmart was built, that whole area had nothing but, it was just thick forests, and there's a pond back there. And throughout those years, from when he was a child to the time Walmart got built, there was a whole bunch of people missing in the forest right there. You know, when they go fishing, or, you know, I don't know what they do back there, but he told his wife that a bunch of people and even children ended up missing. They never were found. And that's where the girl was found, in that thicket. Then that thicket had, you know, she had passed away in that thicket. And just now, Dwayne told me that they had cleared that whole area, I guess, behind the dumpster.
For those that haven't heard that story, we've got videos in the past of the interview for that. Y'all will have to check that out on some of our older live streams when Tracker B came in. I think it says Tracker B on the title. We're gonna. It's been almost 3.5 hours.
Oh,
it
my
has
goodness.
flown by. We're gonna go ahead and wrap things up.
I didn't know it was that
Noticing
long.
people in the chat starting to say good night. Good night. People got to work in the morning, and we have a tracker meeting in the
Yep,
morning.
there's a
And you got
lot
a
of things
tracker
going
meeting.
on here, so I guess yeah,
Sure
3
is.
hours is a very long time. It's almost 10 o'clock, but I'll talk to you guys. I guess tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the meeting.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Yes, thank you. And
You're welcome.
and everyone pray too that Tracker B and her family, that the perfect home is waiting for them to be able to get out of there. They need a home opened up that they can afford and that they can afford the utilities for, and that will be safe for those girls. So please remember them in your prayers.
And you're a great mama.
Yes, you are.
Well, thank you.
We love you, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night,
Love you guys.
Love you too. Good night.
Good night.
We're gonna. Do you want to go
Good
through
night.
comments or just
Yeah,
leave them or what? You want to go? Do we have time?
Let's do it real quick.
Okay.
We're gonna check the comments real
And
quick.
we would also like to say, and we had pictures. We had. Oh, we can do this. A very important part of our year last year. Can we do? Can I do this?
Yeah.
Was our friend and teammate Parkway. His sister sent us this picture, and we wanted to show pictures of everyone tonight, and we didn't get the lives. We didn't get the StreamYard paid for, so we don't have all the fancy stuff tonight. But we want to show this. Oh, am I in there?
Yeah, I got it.
Can y'all see that? Look how handsome Parkway looks. Healthy and happy, and we were so blessed to have known him. And we're staying in contact with his sister, and we know that now he is fully and completely healed. And Parkway was very, very much a treasure, and we will always love him.
Such a great tracker.
Yeah.
Very good friend.
He was a big part of our story.
Best persons you can meet.
Sure was, and
has a
definitely
great
a
family.
believer. So we just wanted to honor him.
But we know where he is.
Yes, we do.
He's with God. He knows that. That's where he was going. That was his plan.
And his sister and his brother-in-law are watching the channel now too. I don't know if they're watching it right here tonight, but she said they would be tuned in. So we want to be sure to get that.
Yeah, we want to make sure we got Parkway on here.
Yeah. Okay, we'll run through the comments real quick. Well, I don't know if we can run through them real quick.
Oh, I'm gonna exit this. Exit.
Because y'all have been busy. Hold on.
Yeah,
Okay.
there were some conversations in there.
We're gonna start with. I think they're just. We'll start with when we came back. B. That's as far as I can go back.
Okay, that's good.
Is right when B came in. Kathy says, praying, poor fellow. She's probably talking about Southern. Yes, please keep
And
Southern
Jeffrey.
in your prayers. Yeah. Kathy says, feel the spirit. Oh, yeah, that's right. Jeffrey, that's right. Maybe that's what that was.
There's a prayer for him.
Yeah, and Kathy felt the Holy Spirit with the prayers. Scott says, because they're evil.
And he was talking about why the Bigfoots are doing this at Tracker B's house, and he said because they're evil.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Linda says, praying for you all, D.
All right.
Darcy
D.
says, bam, bam, D.
Yeah.
Darcy already had to leave us. She's got work in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy says, I got very disturbing news from Panama Canal.
Mm-hmm.
Darcy says, I plead the blood of Jesus over us and against any enemy that would come to harm us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Tennessee says, what's the news, Jeremy? Darcy says, yes, D, you're very sensitive. And then I think, well, they can have that conversation between themselves. We've been set up for a long time. Kathy says, passing virtual huckleberry pie for everyone. She brought the dessert. Kathy brought the dessert.
Kathy brought the dessert. Everybody's been eating. Except us.
Except us. Jeremy says, Tucker Carlson, I heard something about this a while back also. Darcy says, I'm praying healing over your back, D, in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Good.
What we love about this team is a praying.
Somebody said they got an ache. We got a prayer. There's somebody ready to go.
Jeremy says, in the big picture, it all ties together. Yeah, everything does.
Good job, Jeremy.
Tennessee says he'll check it out. Kathy says, good team. Bernice says, hey, Dwayne. Across the room.
Yeah.
Jeremy says, if anything's going to be done about this, it's going to be us. It's our
You
responsibility.
are correct.
Yep. Dee says, how fortunate we all are to be able to connect and find each other in this worldly world. You're absolutely right.
And at this time.
That's a God thing. Jeremy says, I'm not talking about doing anything crazy or drastic, but we need to have a conference of our own and figure it out. Dwayne enters the room. Dee says, Jeremy, yes, I agree. We all have a consciousness and we are more powerful than we have been led to believe. The problem lies in the fact that most people aren't aware or able to comprehend. We were talking about this earlier today, that the devil, he'll tell you a lie about yourself, that you're whatever, weak, ugly, stupid. It doesn't matter, whatever the lie is. It's not what God said about you, but when he says that, and as soon as you internalize that and you say to yourself, I'm weak, ugly, and stupid, he's gone. He's moved on. The demons have moved on to the next one because you're already in the bag. You'll destroy yourself now because you think you're weak, ugly, and stupid, and you're not going to do anything with yourself. So, yeah. Dee says, thank you all for your prayers. Jeremy says, right, more people need to be aware. Scarborough's here. Scarborough says, wow.
Hey, Scarborough.
Tracker B, wow, heard the Bigfoot roar loudly. Jeremy says, our biggest threat is already here and in more than one form. That's absolutely true.
Wow, good, Jeremy.
Scarborough's welcoming. Let's see. Wants to know if Tracker B feeds the dogs on the porch. That's a good question. That's something we always caution people against. Jeremy says, I pulled up some old music yesterday, Mr. Scarborough, America by Styx and the Moody Blues. Jeremy says, that's spooky. Dee says, does anyone document time and incident? I don't, but I think maybe we should all start. What do you guys think? We were impressed with Tracker B. She called us with a report this morning, and she did have everything written down.
The days, the documented times, everything.
Yeah, she did real well. Scarborough says, chattering, stay safe. Jeremy says, yes, you're right, Dee. Darcy says, good night, warriors. I'm out.
She says she got to be at work in the morning, which she's also got to be at a tracker meeting in the morning.
Jeremy says, good night, Darcy. Scarborough says, careful, Bigfoot can follow you to your new place if you're moving due to activity. Yes, absolutely. Yep. Wise advice. Harper says they need to get those girls out. We all agree. Y'all pray for safety. Jeremy says, remember Tracker A? Yeah, what happened with her and her family? Absolutely. Jeremy says, what a guy. We were hoping Tracker A could be here today, but she's taking care of some sick kids.
Yeah, I think he was saying what a guy. That was the guy who took off running. Tracker B out there.
Yeah. Jeremy Wilson says, I remember the muffin attack, and I chuckled a little bit, but only because we had a couple of friends that we were trying to tell them about the muffin situation.
Comedy friends.
Yeah, they both busted out laughing. They're like, oh, they had to be like those all brand muffins or something like that. The muffins, you know,
they said
like, give me something with sugar.
Give me
chocolate.
Chocolate chip.
That's the only reason I was laughing, not at the fact they're throwing anything at her, but just thinking of those two.
And these are other guys who have Bigfoot activity and Tracker.
Yeah.
They were just trying to lighten the mood.
Yeah. Harper says, I think of him all the time. Parkway.
Oh,
yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Jeremy says, good night. I see. Right, he's home. Yes. Henry says, back. JR says, Psalms 90, verse 1. Lord, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. That's a great one, JR. Thank you. And I got chills reading that.
What is that one?
Psalms chapter 90, verse 1. Lord, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Thank you, JR. And Graybeard. Oh no, Graybeard, we're bailing on you. We're glad you're here, but we're about to leave.
Yeah, if we hadn't been on here for 3.5 hours, we would stay longer.
But you'll be able to go back and watch it.
Yeah, go back and watch this. It's live. It's public tonight.
We are glad you're here. We just wish you could have got here sooner. Graybeard says, better late than never. We'll catch on the rewind. There you go. Thanks for all the information you're providing. You're very welcome, Graybeard.
Very welcome.
Sorry we missed you. And Harper says, I'd rather be hit by a muffin than a rock. That is true.
Yeah, that is true.
So we're going to go ahead and pray and close the live stream. I want to say, guess we've covered it all. Okay. Thank you, Lord. We pray for those that were with us here tonight. We pray for those who have been well and over the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. And for those who were not able to make it tonight, and for those that didn't get to talk, we Lord, let them know that we appreciate them too. We pray for Southern. We pray that you will heal his fractured mind and that you will heal the trauma. And that, Lord, if there's a way, make a way so that he will talk to us and he can talk to us and we can show him, teach him, just let him know that he's not crazy and that those things really did happen to him. And just, Lord, if there's a way that we can help in that situation, will you provide it or put someone else in his path that can help him, because that young man's got a hope and a future, and that's what you plan for him. You don't plan for that poor boy to be just destroyed by these monsters. It's disgusting, Lord, and it makes me angry. And you can heal him. You can heal him, and we pray for you to do that, Father. Be merciful, heal that boy, and just put the right people there somehow, whether it's us or anyone else. We pray for a properly safe home for Bernice and Dwayne and their kids. We pray that there will be no monsters following them, not the spiritual kind, not the physical kind, following them to their new home. We pray that they'll be provided the finances to do it, and that they will get it at a rate that is even better than where they are now, and that it'll be a good move in every kind of way for them and a fresh start. We pray for Parkway's family, and we thank you for the time we got to spend with him while he was here. And is there anything else I'm forgetting? I think that's everyone. We pray healing for Dee's back, and we pray that plenty of water will always be provided for Dee in that area so that they're not having to spend so much of their days chasing after it. Lord, the people with the heat, be merciful. We know the weather's being manipulated, and we know the fires, a lot of them are being caused intentionally. We just pray your mighty hand of protection over it, and that you bring full exposure to who's behind all these crimes. And we thank you, Lord. We love you. Oh my goodness, you blessed us so much over this last couple of years. We are so incredibly thankful. It's been a struggle. We've taken a few hits there in the beginning, but we know you've got us. We know you've always got us. And for the people that you're bringing here, thank you. Thank you, Lord. We bless you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right.
I think Henry said something.
Did Henry say something? Henry says, with A, did she get more after that because she took one? Not sure I understand the question, but she has gotten more. She's gotten a year's worth of harassment.
Yeah.
Because she tried to defend her family. Because she did defend her family. The scumbags are still causing problems there.
So it looks like everybody else is saying good night.
Saying good night.
And we're going to say the same thing. We've been out here for almost 4 hours.
Yeah, we appreciate you hanging with us this long.
And this was not everyone who we was able to share the 2 years with.
Oh, yeah, so many more.
And there's people in the chat. We do thank you for your words.
Everyone who's helped us in any kind of way.
Yes. And we're more than happy to help as many more people as we can also.
Yeah.
Well, we have a tracker meeting in the morning. If you are a Patreon member, you will get that link. And we also, if you don't make it to the meeting, we will send you the link afterwards so that you can watch that also too.
That's it.
So we're going to have a great night. You have a great night. Everyone's probably sleepy because y'all were all eating. You're all having desserts.
Yeah, we're going to go eat, okay?
Yeah, we're going to go eat now.
Y'all have a good night.
So good night, warriors.
Good night, warriors.
We'll see y'all again soon. And thank you for tonight. We do appreciate it.
Thank you for the last 2 years. Thank you for hanging with us.
Thank you for the last 2 years.
SMA Mommy, we know you were there the whole time too.
And thank you, CT,
so
for
many people.
your donation. Linda, who also made a donation tonight. Thank you very much.
Oh,
We've seen those. We just had we were talking and couldn't get to them, but we wanted to thank you for that.
Lisa Lou.
Lisa Lou. There's so many names that we could just throw out.
Please, if we didn't get your name, just know that we love you and we think of you.
And Jaslyn and Mama, stay strong. Stay strong. Stay with us. There's a lot more information we want to share with you.
Have a good night.
All right, so everyone have a great night, warriors.